Boys in the back. Boys.
What is good? Or should I say, good day, mates. We are back with another episode of The Boys in the Back. I am 1/3 of The Boys in the Back, Mr. GC Connor Burks. Joined alongside me, as always, the man, the myth, the mate of the week, Mr. New York Rick. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Feeling good. We're back in the swing of things.
We're fully back. Back-to-back
numbered events.
Pay-per-views.
Numbered events.
Boys in the back in the swing of things with back-to-back pay-per-views. How many backs can you get in there? Speaking of the back, Frankie, how you doing back there?
I'm doing great back here. Thanks for basking.
feel like we've hit our quota on backs.
Yeah.
For the entire show here. We do have a great program planned for you. UFC 325. We will break the whole thing down from main event all the way to the very first road to UFC fight. I know Rick's been itching to talk about that one. Teofimo Lopez taking on Shakur Stevenson just up the block this weekend. We'll talk about that for a minute. Maybe a little rumble. Are you going to go through your prediction for when each participant's going to enter, 1 through 30, male and female?
I think we're going to do that as the pound for pound today.
Our actual pound for pound is Cooks, in honor of one Alexander Volkanovski, who has taken the world by storm with his Cooking with Volk series. I want to believe that some people out there actually just view him as the chef that fights, not the fighter that cooks.
I definitely think there are. I think it's a small group, but I definitely think there are.
Bro, he's got over 1 million followers on IG just for the Cooking with Volk account. Like, he's not collabing with his Volkanovski account. And then the YouTube page has another like 150K subscribers. The guy is absolutely killing it. We'll talk about all that. Your voicemails, your super chats, but let's get to some news and notes before we get going. First up, we talked about him last week. A warrant out for his arrest. Tank Davis was officially arrested last night. He is already out on bond. He was arrested on charges of battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping. His mugshot picture was released. So no timeline for Tank Davis returning to boxing if we ever see him again.
Yeah, and quite frankly, just not interested in Tank Davis returning to boxing. Like, this is a man who needs to get his life in order. And, his last couple of appearances, even in boxing, the one fight itself and all the press conferences and everything we've seen him in the last couple of months into year have just been kind of unsettling. Like, he just never felt like he was really present or wanted to be there or was interested in focusing on his career. Some very, very nasty stuff that he's being charged with. So somebody who needs to get right on the life side of things before you even think about the boxing things. And hopefully he can do that because the boxing should be secondary.
Absolutely. Some other news, this out of the world of mixed martial arts. Patchy Mix, gone from the UFC, and we know his next fight will take place in RIZIN. There was a press conference. There was an announcement for his next fight. And Patchy Mix commented on him leaving the UFC. Here's what he had to say.
So my release, the process was kind of after the last fight, waited about 5-6 weeks, and then Ali told me basically, I was going to be released. And I started, searching and thinking what I wanted to do with my career. I beat a lot of guys in, other organizations, even this organization. But the main thing was to go up to featherweight, to, rebrand. And I want to show Patchy 2.0. I haven't had fun in a long time because I'm just cutting so much weight to make the weight. So I think this transition is going to be important for my career. And RIZIN was a no-brainer. Like, if they gave me a choice, I wanted to come here because I fought here in 2019 and it was amazing. So I wanted to come back. I love the Japanese fans. I watch RIZIN, for years, even after fighting in it. So it was a no-brainer for me. And then to go up to 45, I wanted to try to kind of attack the best guy in the world at that weight. And I think it's the champion, How do I say Rajabali Shedulayev, and he's the end goal, he's the final boss in this. And I'm trying to take these guys out, these young prospects out, which I will. and I'm going to come for that guy. And I'm different than anyone he's fought, and I'm coming. So this will start it out.
All right, so several things to take away from that. First and foremost, he's moving up to featherweight. He's going to be fighting.
Boy, that's first and foremost?
Hold on.
First and foremost is, holy shit, Patchy Mix is not in the UFC anymore?
Well, I was going to sort of work backwards through everything he said. First and foremost, in what I was saying, not in importance, is he's moving up to 145. He's going to fight Kiyoma Akimoto on March 6th. The guy that he's talking about, Razabaili Shaidulayev. Yeah. Don't know how much Patchy Mix wants the smoke there. 17-0, 17 finishes, RIZIN featherweight champion. There's the announcement from RIZIN. Let's get to the actual most important part of this. Not only is he out of the UFC, he's been released from the UFC since about mid-November. He said it was like 6 weeks after his last fight, which happened on UFC 320 back in October. So we're talking about like before Thanksgiving, this guy knew he was being released, which is 2.5 months now. And the only reason we're even finding out is because he's booked a fight with RIZIN and did a press conference for it.
Yeah, he showed up and people started posting Patchy Mix at a RIZIN press conference, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like,
RIZIN was posting clips and an official poster for his next fight.
A few things to think about. One, like, this was somebody that many people believed, especially, like, I feel like this was more of an MMA media thing, but there were several people, including our very own Casey, who thought Patchy Mix might have been the best bantamweight in the world. Like, there was a real contingent of people who were like, trust me when you see it, this guy is the best in the world. And he got to the UFC and had a horrific run. Like, it just did not go well for him. Even in the better performance against Viklas, like, he didn't look good. And so it was shocking to see how badly he performed. But my thinking was, okay, look, I know he's still good, right? Like, I know that Patchy Mix is still a good fighter. Maybe there's something going on with him. Take some time away. Come back against, some guy that is a little bit easier, although I guess like Viklas would have been that name. And let's see what happens. The fact that he's just out of the organization, a guy who was so promising, who was one of the stars in Bellator, to now be fighting for RIZIN is a bit jarring, but I like it from the perspective of him getting the opportunity to like not have the pressure, not have the expectations, not have everything heaped upon him when it comes to the UFC, be able to go to RIZIN, have some good fights. Like in those weight classes, in the lower weight classes, RIZIN has tons of talent, right? This is not like upper weight classes where it's like, if we're talking light heavies, it's really hard to find over in Japan. There's tons of guys around his weight that he could have some really good and fun and competitive fights with. And so I'm kind of into this idea of like maybe Patchy can revive his career over in RIZIN, and then we see where it comes from there. Maybe he finds himself back in the UFC. Maybe he never does. Maybe he has a great career over in Japan or elsewhere in other organizations. But I'm interested in Patchy Mix having an opportunity to kind of like reinvent himself.
Okay, so you said like the Wilcats one that he fought on UFC 320, the guy making his debut from KSW. That guy was 17-3 and a KSW bantamweight champion, and like he fought him to a split decision. And then when he got thrown into the UFC, he was thrown into a top 10 guy in Mario Bautista. Now I know that the expectations for him were sky high, and you mentioned the MMA media. It actually was him who set those expectations.
That's
on
true
himself.
too.
He was like unembedded that week, and he's like, I'm the best bantamweight in the world.
Right.
I'm gonna smoke Mario Bautista, and then I'm coming for the belt against Marab, Piotr Jan, whoever it may be. I'm gonna kill him. So like he put these expectations upon himself, but the fact that the UFC moved on from him so quickly is jarring to me, like you said. Like, yeah, he went 0-2 and like the performances weren't great, but like they keep around much worse people on this roster, much less talented people with much less name value. It's not like if Patchy Mix fought again in the UFC, people wouldn't be tuning in out of curiosity to see whether or not he was going to win. Like, is he any worse than like a Miles Johns, like an Arichi Lang, like in the bantamweight division? And also, not for nothing, Radvashvili lost his first 2 fights in the UFC. Actually, after knocking out Rafael Stotts, which Patchy Mix had just done prior to going to the UFC.
that.
I think he had Pedersen before that. But like, we see guys lose the first couple of times. I think it was just like maybe his arrogant manner about being the best bantamweight in the world, not living up to those expectations and putting up 2 stinkers is why he got cut. But I would have liked to see Patchy Mix continue to get a couple more opportunities.
Yeah, and I agree with you, and that's why like that was my first reaction was like, what? Like, what is happening here? But maybe the lights were too bright. And I don't mean that from the perspective, like, sometimes that's used as this like stupid cliche. Like, I don't think Patchy Mix is like oh man, UFC, it was more just there's a lot of expectations for somebody like Patchy Mix to be very good. And when you stumble immediately, right, when those performances don't go your way, it can get in your own head and you start to like be your own worst enemy. I don't mean it from the perspective like, man, UFC, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. I don't think Patchy Mix was thinking that. But I do believe once you lose that fight to Mario Batista and you don't look good at it at all.
And you get clowned on.
And then you lose a split decision to you lose a split decision to a guy you should not be losing to. I think that pressure can build up. I'm okay with I think there's a world where Patchy Mix is back in the UFC one day and really is like somebody who's challenging for titles if he's as good as I believe he was.
Man.
The guy who I saw in Bellator, I know is better than the guy we saw in the UFC. 100%. I know he's better than that. If he can reset RIZIN, see one go through the hoop, get his legs under him, get his confidence back, I don't think it's impossible that he's back in the UFC. That said, I think they'll be very hesitant, right? They've already tried to do business with him once. It didn't go favorably for them. Let's have a clean break. I think there's an opportunity for him to come back, but he's going to have to really shine on the RIZIN scene. Not for nothing, like Kyoji Horiguchi was a guy that left the UFC, was fighting in Japan for a long time, and now he's back. I don't think it's an impossibility for Patchy Mix. He just needs to reset, get these performances back under his belt, be as good as I think a lot of his fans and other people who have watched his career believe he can be, and then maybe he ends up back there one day. But I also think you can have a great career not ending up back in the UFC. He seems to me, though, that like the type of guy, the way he was talking, who needs to have that validation of having a UFC belt, of having said, I was once the best in the best organization.
I do like that he's immediately jumping into a fight. Like he's fighting in 4 or 5 weeks' time from now. Because he isn't the youngest dude in the game. Like, he is 32. I understand he has time, but he would need to be making that return to the UFC. Like, he couldn't take a Horiguchi 8 years away from the promotion. He would need to be back in 2 to 3 years. And I'm with you. I think the UFC would be hesitant to re-sign him at this point. Like, he would have to go out and put on some incredible performances. He'd have to go out and take the O from Raza Bailey. And take that belt in RIZIN to be able to come back and be like, you know what? I failed first time around. I've reset. I'm back and better than ever. I'm ready to go back to the UFC.
Did we hear from him really explain what happened in his UFC run prior to this? I know he talked about like the time frame and all that's to happen, but unless I'm mistaken, I don't really think I've ever heard Patchy Mix kind of like really sit down and give an interview or talk about like, this is where things went wrong. Here's why the performances look the way they've looked. I'd be really, really curious to hear about that, because the gap between the guy that we thought he was and what the performances showed was one of the biggest gaps I've ever I can recall.
No question. And like, you have to think about the mental anguish that he went through during this time, and he's probably still going through it right now. This guy said on tape more times than I can count that he's the best bantamweight in the world, doesn't care about Merab, Umar, Petr Yan, like he's going to have the belt. Like it's a coronation at this point. And then to get a complete 180 in your career and get proven wrong that quickly, and now you're out of the UFC, had to have done a lot of damage on the mental health for him, at least for the time being. So we'll see what happens in Patchy's RIZIN career. That is on March the 6th at RIZIN 52 against Kiyomo Akimoto. We will see.
What's that? That's the day before 326?
Yeah, 326.
Okay.
I'm in.
Nice.
I'm in.
I'm going to be watching for sure. Like, as far as, I will find out about Patchy Mix one way or another. He's still somebody who I care to see fight. He's still a name that I think matters, but this is an opportunity for him to now kind of get it back on track.
Some other news, Kayla Harrison, who recently had surgery on her neck, unfortunately had to pull out of the bout last week at UFC 324, posted a picture from ATT, scar and all. Smile on her face, but man, that scar is gnarly, man.
Yeah, it is.
I hope she's doing well in recovery. It's just like, kind of makes you like...
Yeah, you start to feel it, right?
Neck.
Yeah.
Like, that is intense.
Fucking hell.
It is intense, but it's good to see Kayla smiling. The last time we saw her, obviously, she was in, not the best of state because of how close it was to the fight time and having to pull out of it. Man, now it's just about that build back. Now it's just about, like, can she get back on track, get to this date, get herself healthy, and get to this date with Amanda Nunes? And I think we're all like pulling for her to do it and hopeful that she can do it.
Oh, be amazing. An incredible redemption story. Another good thing about the fights being in Australia is that the press conference has already taken place.
Before we go to that one,
Please.
let's go to, I don't know if you even saw this.
I don't think I did.
Just before the show, there was a tweet from Dan Ige,
I did not see this.
From Dan Ige talking about a little bit of a shorts controversy here from Dan Ige. Apparently, I can't wear red shorts, even though I have 3 times in my 20 UFC fights for my upcoming fight, because UFC does not have red.
No, USA does not have red.
What did I say? UFC? USA does not have red, even though red symbolizes hardiness and valor in the American flag. And my Ancestry.com results aren't enough to represent Japan. Anyone know what country camo is? Or pink, or orange. Venom. He tags Venom, and then he's like, but I can wear purple. And so he gives some additional context. It looks like maybe an email or some kind of message, maybe a text, officially saying, unfortunately, USA does not have red as an option. So that refers back to what he's saying at the beginning. Their USA colors that they allot for are blue, black, and white. Red is not an official USA option for the shorts. If there isn't a country that you could provide documentation for that has red as a fight short color option, you would have to represent USA or Universal. So Universal encompasses purple, black, and white.
So he can only wear purple, blue, black, white.
That's correct.
How is red not an option for America?
Not only that, but he has worn it 3 times in the past for America.
If you're going to give these stupid ass uniforms to all these fighters,
they should pick whatever color
you should
they
be able to
want.
have whatever color you want.
100,000%.
That is insane.
Also insane. And who was it that we spoke to somebody and they mentioned this, having to prove your ancestry to be able to use the flag or wear the shorts?
Also, we're using Ancestry.com for this?
I mean, I think they just are looking for documentation. This came up recently. There was somebody who had to prove it.
For their shorts?
Maybe just for the flag? I forget. There was somebody of some... Fluffy Hernandez had to prove his Mexican
from Mexico.
heritage. He had to prove his Mexican heritage to be able to represent it. It's kind of nuts out there in terms of how strict they are in terms of this representation thing.
He also makes a good point. Like, what's the pink, the orange, the camo?
The camo, I mean, is a hard one to justify when he can't even wear red.
Like, why would you not be able... Like, it's such a bland, plain uniform. Why would you not be able to wear red?
I really don't know. It's kind of baffling. If I'm Dan Ige, I do feel some type of way of being like, I've worn red in the past for this. Like, even if they decided today is the day, and apparently they must have. Today is the day. USA is only blue, white, and black now.
Who also? I'm looking at pictures of Dan Ige in red shorts. And they're in recent fights as well. They had to have had like a meeting back there, and like they were like, all right, USA, we're gonna go blue, black, and white.
Yeah.
No one at any point was just
informed
like, what
anybody?
about red? You got to throw red in.
Somebody in the meeting.
Someone had
like,
to be like,
red and blue.
Nah, shut up, man. It's black, white, and blue.
It is bizarre, and it seems like, I guess this must be a recent thing, because as you said, Dan Ige has fought in red shorts recently, but I don't know, maybe there should be like a grandfather clause, like if you were able to wear red previously.
Be any grandfather clause. There should just be, you can wear whatever color shorts you want if you have to wear the Venom shorts.
When did they get so strict on this? It feels weird.
Red corner gets to choose color of shorts first. Honestly, it wouldn't even matter if they were wearing the same color shorts.
Yeah, we've seen similar colored shorts before too.
It wouldn't even matter. This is for the Houston fight night. I'm trying to look up him against Patricio Pitbull. He might have worn
the red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bizarre. As is just to me, like the Ancestry.com, like checking up, like you're not Japanese enough is kind of a wild thing to be able to justify. But hope Dan Ige gets to wear his shorts, but more importantly, like I hope all the fighters get to wear whatever shorts they want. It's enough that they can't even like do sponsorships and do these things. The fact that like an American fighter who's trying to represent America can't wear red is a bizarre call.
I do have confirmation. He wore purple shorts in the Patricio Pitbull fight.
And before that?
The one before Sean Woodson at UFC 314, he was wearing red shorts.
Yeah. So maybe this is from last fight, and he's finally like speaking up about it, because maybe from last fight he wore the purple because that's the what do they call it? Universal.
Yeah, Universal.
And so maybe he already knew about this and is finally just like, yo, what the, like, come on, guys.
That's nasty work by Venom.
But that's weird.
And I'm Venom's #1 supporter.
I don't, but I wonder if it's Venom. I don't know if it's Venom.
I guess, yeah, it would be the UFC.
I think it's the UFC, but I mean, who knows? Well, I hope somebody does ask the UFC about this because it's quite bizarre.
It's crazy. Maybe Dan will speak more about it on UFC Houston Fight Week. All right, I mentioned the fights down in Australia, so we've already gotten the press conference. Main event, Volk, Diego Lopez. We got a bit of gold. Once again, Volkanovski warming up the pipes. Take a listen.
Hey, Volk. Sing it again. Sing again. For the guys. Come on.
That was my question.
Come on, Volk.
Sing.
Hey. You say
Sing again. Come on.
Come on. 'Cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind.
The best part is he does that like early 2000s like boy band. The what would we call that accent?
Like the emo.
Over again. Yeah.
And he did that the first time. That's a callback to the first time they had a press conference.
Yeah.
He did it because of Diego's like
Hair
swept
swoop.
hair. The first thing I thought when I saw that clip was, I really feel like Volk doesn't want to do it. Like when they're like, come on, Volk, sing. I can see him kind of like contemplating
He's
a
like,
little
God
bit
damn it.
because he's like, I fucking did this last time. Like, are you gonna make me fucking do this thing again? It's almost like he's like a bit of a wind-up doll.
Yeah.
But what I love about Volk is he kind of just goes, fuck it, and then does do it.
All right, we'll do it.
And it's awesome. And it's just awesome. I love Volk.
I love Volk. I mean, representing the bald beard brand incredibly. He's one of our valiant leaders. If you didn't catch a glimpse of him walking out on stage, you saw him sitting down there. He's rocking an apron, obviously, made famous by Cooking with Volk. But he's selling these aprons. It's got the championship belt, a custom Cooking with Volk championship belt, his shorts. And it's kind of funny because like it's his body and he's wearing the apron over it, shirtless. But I actually
the letters?
CWV, Cooking with Volk.
Oh, it's cooking. Like are they different colors or is that just the reflection that I'm not able to see right now?
It's supposed to be like the belt is shining.
Shining. Okay, there's like a glimmer on it. Got it.
I've been getting into a bit of cooking myself, trying to improve here in 2026. I actually I placed an order. I got one of those.
Oh!
So I'm gonna be rolling around the crib with the Cooking with Volk apron. 51 Australian, not bad. So yeah, shout out to Volk. Shout out to Diego.
CWV brand, Cooking with Volk. I like that.
You got to get on board, man. Take a look at the IG. Take a look at the YouTube. I'm pretty sure I've watched every YouTube video. They're fantastic. Have you watched the farm videos yet?
No.
The dude's living in Jurassic Park. He is out in the countryside of Australia, like middle of nowhere, owns acres upon acres upon acres of land. And it looks like where you would film Jurassic Park.
I love it.
And he's just out there cooking, got his kids. Pops is always out there. Like he's just cooking burgers over an open fire.
Living that best life.
Got animals out there. I think he's got pigs and donkeys. I mean, it really is just like living the best life, dude.
Shout out,
It's great, man. The house is beautiful. Shout out to him. Let's go to the fight itself. Rematch of their first fight that happened last April at UFC 314. Volk came out victorious. I actually rewatched that fight this week with the eyes of knowing that Volkanovski wins. The big thing was like, you're nervous of the power. He gets dropped in round 2 and like you're worried about the power. But throughout the 5 rounds, like Volk's kind of putting it on him. Like he avoided the power well and like he significantly outstruck Diego. Like he was just putting a volume on him, staying out of the way of the big punches. I went and looked at the stats after rewatching the fight. I'm pretty sure last year we scored at 49-46 Volk. On rewatch, I scored at 49-46 Volk. Round 1, he outstrikes him by 19. Round 2 by 8. Round 3 by 16. Round 4 by 23. And round 5 by 29. So it's almost just like that second round when he gets dropped, it was sort of like a comeback, and then he just ramped it up the rest of the fight and just pulled away in the 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, and I remember, I have not rewatched it in a while, but I remember it being that. I remember it being a brilliant game plan by him to be able to avoid the power with Diego. At times, even standing in the pocket with Diego and being first to it. and then just putting up volume, just beating him the way that Volk always does in terms of he's going to be the high volume, high energy, super technical guy that is going to be able to outstrike most people, who also has in his back pocket the ability to wrestle, which he didn't really like utilize much in that fight.
I think on the stat sheet he attempted 11 takedowns.
Did he do anything? Did he?
He got one in like the first.
Yeah,
but most of the fight was striking.
Yeah, and so if I recall, a lot of it was like feints for takedowns into punches.
Into striking, yeah. And you talked about getting into the pocket. Like, there's that famous video of them like both swinging and hitting each other at the same time. Like, he didn't fully avoid the power. He just ate a lot of Diego's big shots. Like, which credit to him, a lot of people were worried that his chin was gone after the Islam and the Ilya fight. The shots that he ate, like, could put some men down for sure. So, like, the chin held up. He was able to avoid, that knockout blow and just, like, put up insane volume.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I said avoid the power. He took some shots in there. The key, though, in that fight, I think, was his preparation and his willingness to engage in that fight, right? As opposed to trying to avoid it. Avoid's definitely the wrong word. As opposed to going, man, if I get hit by Diego Lopez, it's over. I can't get hit by Diego Lopez. His game plan was, I'm going to do what I do and beat Diego Lopez. And it was incredibly impressive. I was pretty trepidatious heading into that, just thinking like, man, there is a world where Volk is done, right? Like we see him coming off these brutal type knockouts. Is there anything left? And it was an inspirational performance, quite frankly. Like, it was one that I walked away going like, holy shit, this guy is special, man.
I mean, it really was one of those ones where you walk away and you're like, I fucking love this guy. And then he gets on the mic and he's just like, adversity is a privilege, everything like that, everything I've been through. It was fantastic. Now, to this fight itself, rematches are rarely what we see in the first fight. Even if it ends up with the same result, you usually take a different path to get there. I feel like, especially after rewatching Diego Lopez Jean Silva before 324, just because it was an incredible fight, and in the award show prep, I feel as if Diego Lopez is going to sell out harder to try and get Volk out of there. I think he knows that he can't point fight Volk to a decision victory.
Yeah. I do wonder what harder looks like, though, right? Like, there's a world where you're trying harder to get that one specific outcome, where you've invested too much and you're getting away from what actually makes you kind of the fighter that you are, or you're chasing one thing so much that you're not anticipating that another thing is coming, right? You're expecting it to kind of be the same fight that you had, and then you invest too much in that one outcome. I get concerned about that. I wonder, I agree with you. I think that is how he will probably approach it, right? I need to finish this guy. But I do wonder if there's a world where if Diego Lopez was actually just a little more patient as opposed to pressing harder.
So go like the
opposite way, right? You expect that you didn't get it done. You hit him good a few times. The expectation is, okay, let me try that again, but let me put more into it. But he was hitting him hard enough that like it's going to be the knockout shot regardless. If I was making the game plan, it would actually be to be more patient and be more technical and try to find the shots with more reliability and counter to Volk's game as opposed to just more of, let me press the gas harder.
Yeah, it's a fascinating matchup because you watch that first one and you're sort of like, well, what's stopping Volk from recreating this in the second one? Age, obviously a factor. Like, he isn't getting any younger. It's been 9-10 months since that first matchup. And also just a different game plan from Diego Lopez. And I mentioned the idea of like going harder for the finish. You talked about him being, a little more cautious and patient. And you just don't really know what he's going to do. Like, you just don't know how it's going to play out until we see it in the octagon. So like to try and make a prediction is sort of just like an educated guess on the game plans of both the guys.
Yeah, 1,000%. And this is where my feeling on the fight comes to bear is what Alexander Volkanovski was able to do in the first fight with Max Holloway and the two subsequent fights gives me a lot of confidence that he will actually look better against Diego Lopez this time. That he will have improved, he will have studied that film, he will see the tendencies, and he will actually be significantly better. I have right now Volk in a class that Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria are of a level that is beyond the rest of everybody else. And that is where his ceiling is. That is where the current version of Alexander Volkanovski's ceiling is. I don't think anybody below that ceiling is going to beat him. He's so well prepared. He's so well game planned. He's so technical. He's so well rounded. He's an incredible fighter. And I have him in that territory of like, if you are not named Islam Makhachev and you are not named Ilia Topuria, I don't think you can beat Alexander Volkanovski.
You put it perfectly. That's essentially the way that I feel about it. And we talk about him improving throughout the Max Holloway ones, especially, crescendoing into that third one. That was, people throw out masterclass. That was an actual masterclass, that third performance against Holloway. I don't rate like, oh, well, he got slept in the rematch with Islam Makhachev. He was also coming in on incredibly short notice. He really wasn't in like fighting shape. And, he's going against one of the absolute best in the entire world. I think
currently and ever. Number one pound for pound and one of the best ever.
I think having the 25 minutes with Diego Lopez, having the success that he had, and now going in again, he will be able to game plan properly and come out victorious again.
So I think that having had a first fight favors Volk more than it favors Diego. Do you agree with that? I think that he will have more benefit to that data and more ability to utilize it than Diego Lopez will.
Yes, because in my head, and I could be wrong, I'm wrong all the time. In my head,
so am I.
Just habitually guys that are wrong sitting in front of you. In my head, I feel like Diego and his coaches are like, we have to sell out to get the finish. Like, there's also a factor of like, Volk is an excellent 5-round fighter. Like, he is just
one
excellent
of the best
over the course of the 25 minutes to win decisions. You factor in as well, he is a hero in Australia, and that crowd is going to be on fire. His jab is going to ignite the crowd the same way your right hook is going to ignite the crowd. Like, crowd's going to be on fire. You have to think there's going to be the hometown cooking with how loud they are. Like, we got to sell out. We got to finish this man, which people have been able to do. Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, while you say they are of the class of the elite, he is a fighter that we have seen finished, and Diego Lopez has huge finishing capability.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we saw it in the Jean Silva fight. Like, in an instant, no matter how bad it's going, he is capable of just ending that fight. He is capable of turning out the lights. But I will admit, like, maybe this is a blind spot. Maybe I'm overlooking something, and I fully admit that. I recognize that. I tend to favor the guys who are a little more technical. I tend to favor the guys who are a little more skill than power or technique than power. I tend to be that way. So I may be minimizing Diego's skills because I'm thinking that power is his best path to victory. But there is a world where he's able to be in the pocket with Volk and find those moments and get them and it not have to be selling out. So I'm trying to like at least recognize that opportunity. But I keep returning to the fact that, man, I think if Volk wanted to commit to more takedowns, he might be able to get some of those too. Or if Volk wanted to have a different striking approach where it wasn't fully in the pocket, where it was more of that movement based and he's a little more from range, he might be able to do that too. So it's just, I feel like his variety of attacks and his paths to victory are more varied, and I tend to always like go with that, even though sometimes the power is the equalizer. The like straightforward, I'm the younger, hungrier guy who has that power is the path. But I'll be blind to it until I'm not. So I favor Volk with this one.
Yeah, I say from a biased point of view, I do favor Volk. It's a fight that it does fascinate me with the way that Diego Lopez fights. I just don't know how he's going to come out and what that's going to mean for the fight itself. We talked about the last one being this very inspiring performance, getting the belt back, this incredible fight back in April. Volk actually ranked his top 5 performances throughout his career because he's had some masterful ones. Here's his top 5. Take a listen.
Yeah, 5 I'll say Islam. Obviously didn't get the win, so I can't make it higher than that. 4th I'll go Ortega. I think that was where, a lot of people, I think a lot of people, got excited. That's where I felt like I leveled up with the fans and whatnot. A couple of big moments in that fight. 3rd one, I'll go Korean Zombie because it was just a bit of a shutout. 2nd one, I'll go Lopez. for coming back from obviously the KO losses, big break. And then I'll go number one. He's going to have to be Max Holloway 3. I mean, to do what I did against someone like Max Holloway is pretty incredible. So that's something I'm pretty proud of, because not many people can do that, Max Holloway, because Max Holloway is one of the best fighters that there is. So very, very proud of that performance. I'll have to say that's number one.
All right, so his top 5 is Islam 1.
No, 5.
Yeah. Top 5. I'm going from bottom up.
Yeah.
Top 5 is Islam the first matchup, not Islam 1.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right.
On the verbiage there. First Islam match is number 5 at UFC 284. Number 4 was Brian Ortega at UFC 266. The famous getting out of the choke. Face is pink. Number 3 is the Korean Zombie at UFC 273, I think it was. Diego Lopez, which happened at UFC 314 last year. And then Max Holloway 3, which was International Fight Week, UFC 276.
Yeah.
Shout out. Every one of those happened since I started working on the program. The first card that I stared working on the program was UFC 266.
Ortega, right?
It's like glued in my brain.
Yeah.
I can see the poster and everything. Like one of the first times that like I knew every fighter going into a card because of researching it and then watching it, first prelim all the way to the main card. Honestly, all 5 of these are incredible performances. If you were going to rank your top 5 Volk performances, how would you do it?
I did it quickly now. I don't know if this is perfect. Islam is 1. Now, he said 5 because he didn't get the win.
And he justified it with that. He said, I didn't win, so I can't.
I could not disagree more. I think pushing the number 1 pound-for-pound guy, an all-time great, a weight class up, to the level that he pushed him in that first fight.
When he knocked him down in the 5th round and like he was kind of standing over him, landing like big shots, was like one of the few times, it's happened several times in sports, where it was like, I cannot believe what I'm watching.
Yeah.
I cannot believe he might actually do this.
I can't believe how good he was in that fight, because it's all down to where I rank Islam. I think Islam is absolutely incredible. Like, the resume speaks for itself, but when you actually get in the cage with a guy like Islam Makhachev, it is a different experience than getting in with anybody else. And so I rate that as number 1, because I don't care that he came up short. He came up just short against a guy that I think is generationally good. So that's my number 1. Max 3 is number 2. Again, I rate Max extremely highly. It's also important to remember, like, people thought, oh man, Max is kind of done after Volk, after the trilogy of fights with Volk. It was like, man, Max had a great career. Fast forward, the guy's just still doing it exactly as good as he was before. Volk is just that damn good. So the way he blanked Max in 3 is there for me. The Lopez fight, because again, it was another circumstance where now he's done. Volk is done, man. After these 2 knockouts, Volk is done. And he was not done. Turns out he was not done. Then I have Max 1. The shock of beating Holloway at that time was crazy.
That started like a Volk like hate train.
People hated him.
We were like, dude. And then he gets the split decision in the second one, and people like scored it for Max, obviously.
It was fine.
I thought it was fine, too.
It was fine.
But like, people love Max. He's beloved, so people are going to go to bat for him.
He would come on the show all the time, and him and Ariel will be having a conversation about, like, man, what do you think it's going to take to get people on your side, man? Like,
it's crazy.
And now it's like everybody loves him. He's one of the most universally beloved fighters. But every single time he would win, he'd come on this show, he'd come on the Ariel Helwani show, and it'd be like, are they ever going to give you your due, man? And he was just like, I don't know. I'm just going to keep doing the work. It was very Volk of him.
And he did keep doing the work. And he had, since that second Max one, he had all 5 of those performances. And that's how you get the fans. And you become a long-running champion. And then you give them the insight into your personality, the cooking, the acting, everything like that. And that's how you become this beloved fighter that we know today.
Last one.
Yeah?
Yair. I had Yair. I have that above Ortega and Korean Zombie, just because I think he's more dangerous than both.
He went on that run that was Korean Zombie into Holloway, the pushing Islam at 284, and then Yair. And I was like, this is the greatest fighter I've ever seen, because he beat the shit out of Korean Zombie and Max Holloway, like absolutely pillar to post, just like systematic beatdowns. goes the 5 rounds with Islam, and like some people scored that fight for him, pound for pound, 1 versus 2, up a weight class, unbelievable performance, and then goes back down to 145 and just decimates Yair Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Like that stretch for him, I was just like, this dude is unbeatable. Like, this guy is incredible. I know he lost this.
Even seeing him lose, you're like, this guy's unbeatable.
Remember after he lost that one, people were like, he's still pound for pound number 1.
Ariel said, Ariel had him there.
A lot of people did. I think they actually just dropped an engaged shirt where it's just like still pound for pound number 1, even after losing. Like, that's how good of a performance it was. For me, I would go number 1. I agree with him. Holloway 3. That's one of those ones where I was just like blown away. I was just like, holy shit, this is insane. Like, to do this to Max Holloway, to the point, like you said, people were like, Holloway's washed. Since then, he has beaten Arnold Allen, knocked out Korean Zombie in that insane moment, went up to 155, knocked out Justin Gaethje in that insane moment. Sure, got knocked out by Ilia Topuria, but like was competitive through that first 3.5 rounds, or 2.5 rounds. Like, he was doing well for himself, but like, the power just gets you with a dude like Ilia Topuria, next level shit, and then beats Dustin Poirier, and now he's fighting for a BMF belt against Charles Oliveira. Like, absolutely,
he ain't done.
Washed.
Yeah,
and before that, he had beaten Yair Rodriguez and Calvin Kattar. Like, there was a moment where Max Holloway essentially only lost to Alexander Volkanovski in his career.
Yeah.
So that was an insane one. Number 2, the Islam performance. It was just insane, especially knowing just how good Islam Makhachev is. Number 3, I'll go Ortega. I've never been like prancing or like sketching out in my apartment more than when Brian Ortega is on that, and like you can just see his face just turning dark red, and I was like, no, like I was going crazy in my apartment, and then just like he was like, other than that moment, I think it was 49-46.
Yeah.
That's my 3. I'll go Korean Zombie 4, just because that was a matchup that almost never should have been made. And then Lopez, I'll go 5. He's had some great ones, man.
The Korean Zombie fight to me was not really like...
It was just so brutal, dude.
It was a farewell to the Korean Zombie more than it was like a real fight.
No, because then the Korean Zombie got the real farewell against Max in Singapore.
Oh, yeah.
When he got
knocked
out.
Like, yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he just threw caution to the wind and just let it rip.
Suffice it to say, Volk is incredible.
He's unbelievable, man.
We've been talking a lot about Volk. We should talk a little bit more about Diego. I've said it, like, I think he has the tools to beat Volk. I should say that. Like, a perfect example, I don't think Korean Zombie has the tools to beat Volk. I just don't think it's possible for him. I didn't think Brian Ortega had the tools to beat Volk. Now, he came probably the closest out of the ones who we're talking about, like in this little stretch, because when you get in a submission like that against Brian Ortega, most people don't survive it. So kudos to him. The Yairs of the world. I think Diego has a chance. And the biggest reason is that otherworldly toughness, right? We saw it in the John Silva fight. John Silva was absolutely bombing on him by the end there. Like it was hairy. It was looking sketchy for him. John Silva tries to land the spinning elbow. Diego Lopez ends up landing it himself. That type of toughness, grit, ability to hang in there is always going to keep you competitive in a fight, because when you're pushing on the gas pedal like Diego Lopez does, you know that whatever's coming back, he's able to eat that. You know that he can take that shot, because we've seen him take even crazier than that. And Volk, let's be honest, is just not a guy known for that kind of like stopping power. He doesn't have that. So Diego Lopez is going to be able to execute a game plan to his liking, right? He is going to be able to press the gas if he wants to, or he's going to be able to hang back, and he's not going to be in a ton of danger, presumably because of that toughness he has. And then when it comes to finishing ability, he is explosive. He has the ability to do that. It's not necessarily Alex Pereira, Ilia Topuria, I'm standing there and that one hook is putting you to sleep. But a spinning elbow from nowhere, or being able to maybe find a submission in a scramble. Like, he's a very dangerous guy when it comes to quick, instantaneous type finishes, flash type finishes. So he has the tools and the capability, in my opinion, to be able to beat Volk. I just don't think he will be able to find it over the course of the 25 minutes.
Yeah, you talk about the toughness. He hasn't been finished since 2018. And like we talk about RIZIN.
Who finished him?
2018. This is before he got to the UFC against... had a fight against Joe Anderson Brito on the Contender Series. Amir Elzurkayev.
By what? Like a knockout?
ACB. Knocked him out in the second round.
Shit.
ACB Young Eagles 24. That was back in 2018, though, so it's been almost 8 years since he was finished. Man, I feel like I completely forgot about this. Him on Contender Series against Joe Anderson Brito in 2021, and then ends up making his debut in May of 2023
against Movsar. Yeah, that was the debut.
Yeah, his 2 losses
short
in the
notice,
UFC
yeah.
are to Movsar and Alexander Volkanovski. Those are not bad company. I'm with you. Being able to rely on that toughness, like we saw with Paddy Pimblett, but also having that finishing capability is a strong asset to have in the fight game. And I'm with you. This is no cakewalk for Alexander Volkanovski. This is a completely winnable fight for Diego Lopez. At the end of the day, though, I do side with just the experience of already having 25 minutes with Diego Lopez, but also the lengthy career that he has and the technicality of Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah, we're on the same page. I expect it to be fun, but I do think there's a real chance that we see another Volk improvement, right? We see another rematch and we see him do better again. Yeah,
it's going to be a fantastic fight. Another great fight is that co-main event, Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. The matchmakers knew what they were doing with this one, and I've watched embedded and the press conference and everything. Dan Hooker and BSD know that the matchmakers know what they were doing. Like, it's several times, both of them have just been like, yeah, so like they just grabbed the 2 most violent guys they could find in the division and they paired them up and they were like, all right, here you go. You guys go fight each other, because that's essentially what this is. Like this. Dan Hooker said it. He was just, someone asked him, like, is it going to be a fun matchup? He's like, there's like no universe where it can't be fun. Like the only way I could see it is if BSD committed to a ground game only approach to try to get a sub, just because of the success that Arman had. But I don't see that happening. I think he's going to oblige in at least some striking with Dan Hooker.
I could see it happening.
Just dumb that man down and just try to get him out of there.
What we should recognize about BSD, though, is even when he does commit to the grappling, it's not position before submission. No. He is trying to land nasty shit with the striking and then pull off submissions. I don't think it's out of the question that he's not standing and trading with him for too long. We've seen BSD try to do that with Dustin Poirier, and that one went wrong, right? Like we saw the idea
a really
of like
successful first round too.
Yeah, when you stand and trade with some guys in this division, and this is a freaking Shark Tank of a division. When you stand and trade with some guys, you're giving them the best chance, right? BSD's best chance against Dan Hooker is to take him down and submit him. That's 100%. The best path to victory. That's the easiest path of least resistance. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him use that. We talked about his bounce back 2025. In his bounce back 2025, he fought the smartest fights of his career. It wasn't just guts, glory, standing in the middle and throwing hands. I will say, it seems like they both understand the assignment, and hopefully like we get some of that, and I wouldn't be surprised if BSD does that for a bit at least. But man, the vision of him just trying to like muscle Dan Hooker to the ground and then impose himself in the top game is something that I keep returning to, because I think that's how it goes.
I mean, the Hoofy fight. He wisely went to the grappling, and it made light work of him.
Hoofy's best chance is that. Why give it to him? Why give him the chance?
Point. And honestly, like, Dan Hooker's a zombie in the striking. Like he is going to just keep throwing and just make sure to punish you as much as you can. I think he has a quote where it's just like, if I'm going to the hospital, I'm dragging you there with me. Essentially, just like I don't necessarily care if I lose, but like I'm gonna inflict damage on you. So I am with you. Like the best way for him to win is to go to the ground, and we've seen him use it time and time again. And he's just recently used it to get a victory over Mauricio Huffy, and we just saw Dan Hooker struggle with it against Arman Sarukian. You have to imagine his coaches, Nicholas Ott, who I gave Coach of the Year last year for his incredible stuff with BSD and Nasruddin Imavov, is going to be like, let's go to the grappling. Let's use that.
Here's the key, though. We've also seen Dan Hooker be good in the grappling, and especially in the defensive grappling against Mateusz Gamrot. Is BSD closer to Arman Sarukian, or is he closer to Gamrot? I probably think he's closer to Gamrot, which makes me think that there is a world where Dan Hooker is able to keep him off. If BSD commits to it, though, he's a little fucking fire hydrant, man. He's just a bulldog. How do you even, like, prevent him from getting to where he needs to go?
Also, let's not forget, like, if it does just turn into a striking match, BSD is not out of the fight.
No, I would actually favor BSD at this point in their careers.
That then turns into the Strikers Delight fan favorite potential fight of the year type fight. But man, can you imagine like BSD goes in there, he gets him down, and like, you know, he works position and everything like that. Dan Hooker slowly makes his way back up and then, you know, shoves him off, and like they circle back to the center of the octagon, crowd going nuts, and then they just start throwing. I can see it now.
It'd be great.
It's going to be a great one, dude. It's going to be a great one.
I think that BSD on the feet probably beats Dan Hooker at this point in their careers right now, too, to be honest. The chin is going to be the thing that holds up for BSD. Like, the problem is, as I mentioned, the Poirier fight has to ring in your head if you're BSD, right? If you start to feel the fight going that way and you're sitting there and you're exchanging and you're giving the fans what they want, you're going away from the best way. You're going away from the easiest way that you're going to possibly win this fight. I don't know. I'm all for the back and forth war. I'm all for the scrap. BSD is on a run now where I don't think he wants to go back to where he was a year ago, pre-2025. I don't think he wants to go back to that skid. He's close enough to a title shot that I think this is one you need to have against an opponent that has a favorable style for him. I think he's going to exchange for a little bit, but I think he's going to end up in the grappling and landing some vicious elbows or submissions.
I'm saying like 85-15
maybe
banger ability.
Yeah.
Like the chance that it's a banger. It's
You're
like
saying 85% that it's a banger?
Yeah.
I'm going lower.
Wow. 70.
Somebody asked us as like a super chatter and on the nose, like, what's the fight that everybody's like, this is a can't miss banger that might be sneaky not? I said this one for that reason. I think there's a world where BSG just controls this fight.
I like that. I like that. Pick?
BSD.
I'll go BSD, but I don't think
Mid-round finish, second, third round.
Easy. I think it's going to be a good one. You can't sleep on that.
Dan Hooker's a gangster, though. Like, we must recognize, like, going from that fight against Arman Tsarukyan, where let's call it what it was, like that was pretty one-way traffic. Like Arman Tsarukyan is, again, I think Arman Tsarukyan is the best lightweight on the planet right now. Ilya is. I think Arman would beat Ilya. Islam's in a different division, so he doesn't count, right? If Islam's in the conversation, I don't think anybody's beating Islam. But I think Arman Tsarukyan is the best lightweight on the planet right now. And so I don't make much of the idea of like, yeah, Dan Hooker got beat by Arman Tsarukyan. That's like the worst possible style matchup, and I think he's the best. I want to see where Dan Hooker is at. But regardless, the fact that he bouncing off that loss to Arman Tsarukyan is like, yeah, fuck it, let's fight BSD. He's just different. He's just that kind of like old school mentality, and I love that about Dan Hooker.
People were sleeping on him for the Jalen Turner fight. He was a plus 240. People were sleeping on him for the
He almost got slept
fight.
in the Jalen Turner fight, unfortunately.
But that was what was so crazy about it. He ate a massive head kick and then broke his arm. That was it's just a scratch.
I didn't fucking love this shit in the corner.
In between rounds when they're dumping water on him, he's like, they're trying to give him like technical advice. They're like, yeah, circle. You go to use your right more, and he's just like, guys, I just gotta say, I fucking love this shit. They're like, all right, Dan, like it's 1-1 right now.
Yeah, Dan Hooker's the fucking best.
All time. It's gonna be fantastic. I don't know what's gonna happen. Probably BSD, but hopefully it's fun along the way. You said there's a fight that like everyone's like certified banger. It's gonna be great, and they're like, there's a chance that it isn't. If I had to pick one, I'm not saying it is. It would be the next one, Rafael Fiziev.
Interesting.
Just because I could see it just being a technical striking fight that ends up being lower volume. And it goes to a decision. Goes 15 minutes, goes to a decision. It's a good fight, but it wasn't like oh my God, that's a fight of the year candidate. Does it have the potential to be that? Yes, absolutely. But if I was picking one on this card where it's just like, you know, everyone's like banger, 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 and it ends up being like, okay, it would be this one.
You know what? That's a good read on it. It's an interesting thing. I hadn't thought that way because we had Arman Tsarukyan on the show this week with Ariel Helwani, viral influencer Arman Tsarukyan on the show this week. And he said he believes Fiziev is like one of the best strikers in the UFC.
He's nasty.
I concur with that. And I think the performances against Justin Gaethje are a little bit forgotten in terms of how good of fights those actually were.
How good of fights they were. And I also feel like people are blacking out the Ignacio Bahamondes when he got to go back to his homeland of Azerbaijan and fight. Like he was an underdog. Like that was an incredible performance by him.
So I think there's a bit of like a forgetting who Fiziev is, but you might be right that it could be a battle of like two guys sitting and waiting on counters, right? Like it could be a little bit of like a slower pace where Each of them is a little bit trepidatious to engage because the other is a striker that you must respect, and then they're kind of waiting on counters. But what I think will probably end up more likely happening is Hoofy is the one who's waiting on counters, and I think Fiziev will actually be the one like kind of setting the tone and setting the pace. And so I don't think this will disappoint, but I understand where you're coming from, and I could see that scenario where they are kind of like sitting there and just staring for a bit.
I don't think it's going to disappoint. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I said 85-15 for the last one.
You're saying the same.
I'm putting this at like 70-30.
Yeah.
Like Fiziev has landed 100 significant strikes in a fight one time in his career. Hoofy never has. Obviously, some of his fights have been shorter because of knockouts and everything. But I also do wonder, I know it was from a grappling heavy game plan by BSD, but I do wonder how Hoofy looks coming off of the loss. Is it this beautiful bounce back performance, or is it a little bit shaken from getting his first loss in the UFC?
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see, and him going down to Australia, training with Volkanovski and others down there. I favor Fiziev for the reason I said. I think I could see a world where he's just able to frustrate Hoofy.
Yeah.
And he's just going to be the cleaner, more technical striker. Again, that power, that finishing capability. I had the Bobby Green, I always do that. The King Green knockout of by Hoofy as my knockout.
It was Bobby for 15 years.
Yeah, it's my old brain though. I had that as my knockout of the year. Hoofy is insanely dangerous, but I think Fiziev is going to be a step ahead technical in the technical realm.
Is this one of the most aesthetically pleasing striking matchups the UFC
For sure.
made?
For sure.
It's just like, it's going to be beautiful watching these guys work. Like both their striking is so slick. It's so good. Like I can't wait to watch it. I'm almost certain we're not going to see a ton of takedowns. I know Fiziev ended up
Sometimes.
I know he mixed it up against Ignacio Bahamondes, and maybe he sees the BSD fight and he ends up doing the same here against Hoofy.
Wouldn't be shocked.
To try and negate it, but when they are striking, it's going to be fantastic. And Fiziev, man, like there's something about him that I just love. This like kind of like carefree attitude, like him doing the Jean Silva with the food. There's this one like legendary video that I love where it's him walking up on Piotr Jan and he like doesn't say anything, but he like sees the shirt's designer and the shoes are designer, and he's just like clowning on his whole outfit. Like I feel like Fiziev he could make an Armin-esque run on social media if he really went for it.
Yeah, he's a sneaky funny dude.
So both Ruby guys.
Shout out.
Something about the social media of these Ruby clients.
Shout out
like
to
they're having some internal meetings over there.
Shout out to Danny Rubenstein. Shout out to Sayat. I like Fiziev in this fight. I don't feel very confident about it because Hoofy has that kind of like game-changing power. He's just so dynamic. He's an odd style to combat. The way you combat it is to do what BSD did, is just not let him stand in front of you, because every second he does, it's his advantage. But I do think Fiziev is going to be well-rounded enough. He's the cleaner, more technical guy. I lean that direction. He has to get the gas tank together. He cannot look in the third round here the way he did against Justin Gaethje. That said, I think Justin Gaethje is the type of fighter who saps your gas tank in a major way, because he's just such a zombie. He's so relentless. He's in your face. You don't have a second to like really reset and catch your breath and get your gas tank back. I don't think we're going to see that from Hoofy, right? You alluded to it. I think we see more of a style, a slower style. So I think Fiziev's gas tank will hold up, and I pick him, but I don't feel super confident about it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. These top three fights are tremendous.
It's a great fight.
All three of those are like must-see television if you're a UFC fan. Next up, Tai Tuivasa taking on Talison Teixeira in the heavyweight division. I need it, man. I need to see one. I need to see one go through the hoop for Tai Tuivasa. 5-fight losing streak. Haven't seen him win in 4 years, man. The Derek Lewis at UFC 271 is the last time we saw this dude win. I need to see one go through the hoop, man.
I would love to see it, but unfortunately, I think this is just they're catching at the wrong time. Talison Teixeira is a freaky big 26-year-old dude, 6'7",
5 inches taller than him.
26-year-old dude.
He has like an 83-inch reach. It's like 8 inches of reach on him.
Tai is 32, not old by any means, but the losing streak is Sirogan, Sergey Pavlovich, Volkov, Marcin Tybura, Rosenstrike.
I want you to remember. I want you to just remember this. This guy, I think he got up to number 3 in the heavyweight division when he was going into the Cyril Gane
He was
fight.
number 2, it looks like. Maybe Gane was 2.
I think it was Gane 2, Tai Tuivasa 3.
Okay.
Going into that Paris fight, he like front kicked Cyril Gane, and it looked like Cyril Gane was hurt and he was about to finish him, and we were on the edge of getting a Tai Tuivasa heavyweight title shot. Cyril Gane's next fight after that, if I'm not mistaken, was John Jones at UFC 285.
That's correct.
We were this close. In another universe, Tai Tuivasa
versus John
finishes
Jones.
that fight. And now here we are 3 years later, 3.5 years later, and we're looking at a 5-fight losing streak as 6 down the barrel because like Taliesin Teixeira is like minus 350 or whatever. Massive size advantage. Coming off his first loss. God, I as hard as I was cheering for Arnold Allen last week, I'm cheering just as hard for Tai Tuivasa.
Tai is of the Derek Lewis mold, which is to say, super fan favorite, funny guys that just the fans have a connection with, and it doesn't really matter what the recent history is because the style is not going to change, right? Tai Tuivasa is going to stand in the middle with Taliesin Teixeira, and he's going to try to do what he did to Cyril Gane, which is try to remove him from his consciousness. He is going to land massive shots. Taliesin Teixeira has the unfortunate task of trying to do that while Tai Tuivasa is doing it himself and try to land his own shots. It doesn't really matter that he lost 5 in a row because it's not like what would be different, right? Like what he's like, you know how they say about quarterbacks in the NFL, it's like you got to forget that play, it's only on to the next one. Like you can't think about the interception you threw in the last fight. Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, guys like that, it doesn't really matter if he threw a pick on the last throw that he had because he's going to try to throw a touchdown again. He's going to, like, no matter what, he's trying to throw a touchdown. Tai Tuivasa is going to come out guns blazing and he's going to try to kill him. I just think the days of him being able to effectively do that against guys are behind him.
He's only 32. I'll rebuttal that with Derek Lewis's longest losing streak is 3 fights. This is, if he loses this one, we're looking at 6, spanning 4 years.
Yeah, but one of them was Marcin Tybura who choked him out, and it's like, if he got a striker in that one, it could have gone different.
Volkov beat him pillar to post.
Yeah,
man.
Volkov's good though.
Volkov's great.
Rosenstruck was a split.
What's Jared Vandera up to? Someone called fucking Chase Sherman. What are they doing? Like, let's get like an out of the rankings heavyweight in here, man. No disrespect to either of those guys, but
disrespect.
Let's get a winnable fight for Ty.
I think this is a winnable fight.
Okay, all right.
I don't think he's going to win, but I think it's a winnable fight.
Any fight's a winnable fight because he can knock him out.
That's the thing.
Man, there used to be a bit. I used to bet Jared Vandera because he was like a black belt or something. I used to bet him by sub every single fight. Yeah, and he never won by sub.
What?
Ever. I had some conspiracy theory about him being like a nasty BJJ practitioner, and then in his first fight out of the UFC,
I was just about to
he
say
won
that.
by sub, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
He's won like 5 times by sub since then.
I was just early. I wasn't wrong, man.
That's incredible.
I was just early. That's all it was,
Oh,
dude.
that's amazing.
Oh, shit, man. Shout out to Jared Vandera.
Yeah,
Lost
since
5 straight fights to get knocked out of the UFC.
Okay, but after that, a rear naked choke, a guillotine choke, a rear naked choke, a rear naked choke, a triangle choke. He has 5.
That's fucking crazy. I'm telling you, I used to do it every week, like Jared Vandera by sub plus 1,400. Not only would he never come close to getting the sub, he would lose the fight in like humiliating fashion.
You're just early.
Man, shout out to real ones that know Jared Vandera, legend, the mountain.
Where are you going on this one? I got Teixeira.
Ty, give me Ty Tuivasa.
Fair
My
enough.
knockout. And then on Saturday night when we're in here,
Show me.
we'll break out the Shuivasa. Ty Tuivasa wins. I'm gonna bring in. I wish they sold VB long necks here, like the real Australian beer.
You saying Foster's isn't real?
I'm saying this for our Australian audience because like you kind of joke about it and then like they literally come for your throat and they're like,
say
we don't
Foster's-
drink that shit. We don't drink that shit, man. That's not actually Australian.
You know the real
says
way
it
you're
on
supposed to eat Vegemite is like you take a clump of it and you eat it at once.
you actually ball it up akin to a snowball and then you just bite at it like an apple. I will bring a Foster's in on Saturday night, and if Tai Tuivasa wins, I will do it out of my shoe. Out of my actual shoe, not the.
Oh,
the
shit.
Tuivasa. Yeah,
All
not the
right.
Tuivasa.
Love it.
Yeah. Shout out to the Tuivasa though. I've drank many of things out of these. I brought this to a party one time. It was not a hit. People were like,
That's fucking illegal.
Wait, were you doing it and showing them, or were they? You were like, no, you do it, you do it.
I did one, and then I was like, all right, y'all do it. And they like tried it, and they were like, yeah, this like it's just kind of like a shitty funnel. Who remembers these, man? It was an actual shoe. This is when Thai was as hot as it could get.
Hell
man.
yeah.
I gave one to a bar in Brooklyn, and they put it up on the bar. They're like, "Oh, that's great!" And then, like 2 months later, it was probably in the trash.
It's a nice design. Like it's supposed to, if you can see down the barrel of it, you put like a bottleneck beer in, and then it's just a funnel system here. Yeah, I think I've done beer. I've done an iced coffee. I've done a Perrier for the Paris card out of it. I did maple syrup out of it for the Canadian card. And I did a forged Irish stout because he fought on St. Patrick's Day weekend. Yeah, it used to be a tradition. Whenever he fought, I ripped one of these, a different thing out of
The
it.
coffee is insane.
And followed up with some shrimp. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember why I did the coffee. Oh, because I was going to the UFC event that day, and it was a morning card in Long Island. So I was like, oh, let me rip a coffee out of the Shuivasa. Shout out to the Shu. This actually might be my Shuivasa now that I think about it.
I think it is, yeah.
Shout out. So Saturday, that's a guarantee. I'll bring in a Foster's. And if Tai Tuivasa
Wait, a
wins,
Foster's?
that's all I can get around here.
Oh, I thought we were saying we're getting a
Said he
Australian
couldn't
beer.
find
No,
them.
I can't get VB long necks here.
All right.
Are you going to do one too?
Fuck it, let's do it.
All right, Ty, you win. We're chugging out of the shoes. We spitting in each other's shoes before. That's their big thing. That
I'll do it if you do it.
No, I'm passing on that.
I wasn't like gung ho about it, but I would do it if you did it.
I'll do it right out of the shoe if Ty wins.
All right.
That'll be an all-time moment. Yeah, don't feel confident, but I'm taking Ty. Let's go to the last fight we'll talk about on the main card. The first one that we will see: Quillen Salkild taking on Jamie Malarkey, former Alexander Volkanovski opponent, actually.
Yeah.
Few know. Yeah, dude, I gotta come out and admit I doubted Quillen Salkild going into that Nasrat fight just because of the run Nasrat had been on and who Salkild had fought going into that. I could not have been more wrong, man. He owns a bakery. Whoa! Head kick KO. One of the knockouts of the year. One of the best knockouts of the year, man. Like on a short list for KO of the year. Like, just Jamie Malarkey's a tough out, but like Salkild was like a minus 120 against Nasrat. He's a minus 1,000 now.
Yeah, but to be honest, like
He's probably gonna win.
he's probably gonna win.
I mean, Jamie Malarkey got slept by. I know my math doesn't work, but like he got slept by Nasrat.
Yeah, Malarkey's a good, tough fighter, but it seems like Quillen is a prospect that you need to watch. 26 years old, coming off that insane knockout.
Good personality, like
Fun
seems to get the
dude.
game.
But just like dangerous. And was it a voicemail? Somebody came and was just like, it was either a voicemail or a super chat. I forget which one, but somebody on this show months ago was like, yo, whatever happened to Quillen Salkild? When's my boy coming back? And then like, a week later, we got the announcement that he was going to do the Nasrat fight. He's a guy to watch. And I believe he's every bit of the massive favorite that he should be. And I'm expecting him to win decisively here.
Bit of Aussie on Aussie action.
Yeah.
If this card delivers, if it delivers in a big way, we could absolutely be seeing a KO in this fight, a KO in the Tuivasa Teixeira fight, a banger scrap in Fiziev Houfi.
Maybe a KO.
That potentially ends in a KO, and a banger that ends in a finish in Hooker and BSD.
Main event, not impossible either.
But like, there's a chance. Did we just jinx it? Probably. But there is a chance. There's a chance of that happening. I'm going to go with Salkild as well.
Same.
Excited to see him potentially continue to rise.
Yeah.
Prelims. Can't do an Australian card without having a Tafa brother on here, baby. And Junior's up, taking on Billy Elikana. I'm going with Billy Elikana in this matchup. Tafa, 2-4 in the UFC. Kind of giving up on the heavyweight, down at light heavyweight now. He's 0-1 there. It's not that I rate Elikana that well. I just don't know if the Tafas are made for high level UFC.
Elikana's always on the cusp of impressing me, and then it's just like there's like the air comes out of the balloon.
The fight at the Abu Dhabi card.
I know.
Like stinker of the century.
I know.
But he bounced back with a nice win.
The last one was nice.
Yeah.
I'm always like just about to be impressed by him, and something falls a little bit short. I think he's better than Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa, like his brother Justin, is dangerous as all hell, but it's in very limited capacity, right? It is purely based on the idea of I'm going to land the harder shot than you, and I can take a harder shot than you. But I think Elikana is just a more skilled fighter.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Elikana as well. A lot of Aussie, a lot of Anzac representation on this card. I'm pretty sure all but 2 fights. I do also have to say, when we were talking about the shoey, I just glanced at the chat just briefly, and all I see in all caps, GC has IBS. Do you want him to die? I think they were telling us to put hot sauce in the shoey vasa.
Could we do that?
No, I have IBS. Do you want me to die? The IBS is crazy, bro. You leave one watch party and now you're fucking Shitter McGee over here. God damn. Let's keep rolling along. Cam Rouston taking on Cody Brundage. And I just I have to go through the run. Cody Brundage, like the king of the weird run. Since UFC 300, lost to Bo Nickel in a fight that like he looked like surprisingly good until he got finished. Like it was like, oh shit, like Cody Brundage kind of hanging in there. No contest against Abdul Razak Al Hassan, back of the head strikes. Knocked out by Julian Marquez. Loss to Mansour Abdul Malik that later got turned into a draw. And then, sorry.
What was it, an eye poke, or what was it again? There was something
I think it was an eye poke, like as the finishing sequence started. It was at the UFC Atlanta card, and I had the under 2.5 in that fight, and it cashed, and then it later got turned into a draw.
Yeah.
It was a weird one, and Mansour Abdul Malik wasn't he was very tentative, he didn't want to strike, and then he just turned it on at one point and finished him. Also, I'm sorry, he knocked out Julian Marquez. He wasn't knocked out by him. And then split decision loss to Eric McConaughey as a -200 favorite, the first time he had been a favorite in 7 fights.
It was a clash of heads.
Clash of heads that led to the no contest. Cody Brundage, if you go on his Tapology and they have that feature where you can see the last 5 and it's green.
Colored, yeah.
Yeah, it's green for wins and reds for losses. Dude's got a whole rainbow. It looks like a subway line. Red L, gray N, green W, blue D, red L. You don't see many fighters like that. Shout out to Cody Brundage.
So naturally you're picking him, yeah?
With all that, I will be taking 11-7-1 Cody Brundage. No, I will be going with Cam Rouston. Looked incredibly impressive. He started out in Contender Series, lost to Torres Finney, who's also on this card. We'll talk about him in a minute. But then he gets another chance last year, follows it up a month later, gets a first-round knockout, follows it up a month later in Perth, gets another first-round knockout. I'm going to take him to do the same here against Cody Brundage.
Yeah, I like the physicality. He's a big boy, 6'3", nicknamed Battle Giraffe.
I'm down, the Aussie.
Which I love. I don't think Cody Brundage can compete at this level, so I'm going with Rouston.
God bless him. Cody Brundage has hung around. This is going to be the 13th time he's made the walk. With all the weird shit that he has had happen to him, and he lost on Contender Series.
I think the weird shit that has happened to him has extended it. Okay. Because it's man, that was fucking weird, huh? Let's see what happens next time. And then it's weird again. And then it's just that can't happen again, right? And then it's weird as fuck again.
I feel like they're in the war room and they're just yeah, so he's just a bit below 500. He's just right around that 500 range. Should we cut Brundage or should we keep him around? And someone's just nah, we got to keep Cody around. Keep CB around. Just see what the fuck happens. Give him to Cam Rouston. Something weird's going to fucking happen. What if we put him in Australia? That'll just double the chance of some weird shit happening.
It spins backwards as it happens.
Exactly. I mean, his run is Contender Series loss to William Knight. Jesus Christ. It is actually, it's a wonder that he is still around.
I'm telling you, it's the weirdness that keeps it.
Lost on Contender Series.
Yeah.
Then goes and fights in LFA, gets a finish, so gets signed by the UFC. He was on UFC 266 with Volk. I remember this fight against Nick Maximov. Loses his UFC debut. So loses on Contender Series, loses his debut. Then he fights 2 fights that he wins. Then he goes on a 3-fight losing streak. Then he goes 2 fights that he wins. Then he starts the last 5 run of loss, no contest, win, draw, loss.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, man. He's hung around for almost 5 years.
Some weird shit's going to happen.
Some weird shit is going to happen, man. Shout out to Cody Brundage, the king of the weird fights. It's going to be great. Let's keep it rolling. Jacob Malkoun taking on the aforementioned Torres Finney, who has a win over Cam Rousen. Repping the big 478, making Georgia, Torres Finney. And I have to say, being a 5'8 middleweight, this is about as good as he can ask for. 5'9 Jacob Malkoun, who fights a similar style as him. Like, we have in Seattle 2 middleweights fighting each other, Israel Adesanya and Joe Pyfer, 6'4 and 6'3. Torres Finney is 5'8. That is 8 inches shorter than Israel Adesanya. And he got the luck of the draw and pulled Jacob Malkoun, who's 5'9.
Yeah.
That's
Torres Finney got a physique on him. That's for sure.
Fucking great physique. And like his coach is like an old Southern boy. I love it. He's like, yeah, he's one of the most disciplined guys I've ever coached. I'm like, hell yeah.
I like Malkoun in this fight. Don't love him in this fight because I don't think of him as like a top tier, high level guy. But he's just, I think, craftier. I think he'll be able to find a way to win. Finney has kind of like just not. He's impressed without impressing. Does that make sense? Like, he's been able to like do enough to get in, but it took him 3 Contender Series fights to get over the hump to actually get into the UFC.
Which is kind of crazy because he beat Cam Rouston in one of those.
I know, but it's the style that has prevented him.
I mean, you want to talk about like statistics. This actually feels like a fight where they're going to even each other out. Torres Finney averages 9.3 takedowns per 15 minutes. Malkoun averages 6.62.
Yeah.
Also, we haven't seen Malkoun in like 2 years.
Yeah, what was the last one?
I mean, fuck. Two fights ago, he lost to Cody Brundage.
Oh, yes, it was the Petrosky. Remember the weird like hip KO to Petrosky?
Yes.
That was the last fight.
Yes, I do remember that. We were there, Atlantic City.
Yes.
Holy shit. Yeah, we were like, how did he just get finished? The fight before that, he lost to Cody Brundage because of the...
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah. Of course he did, because it's Cody fucking Brundage.
Hell, dude. Cody Brundage has been in the weirdest fucking career of all time.
Of course he did.
Hey, shout out to Cody Brundage, man. Is Cody Brundage my favorite fighter on the roster? From one CB to another?
For sure.
I actually think this, because of their wrestling acumen, I think this might turn to striking. Or Torres Finney going for takedowns and not being able to get him.
I could see that. I watching them both, I think Malkoun is a little craftier and will have more options here. But I don't know. I really don't feel super strong about it.
Malkoun minus 145, Torres Finney plus 125. This could be one of those fights that is somewhat forgettable.
Yeah, definitely has a chance for that.
We move on.
Definitely has a chance for that.
Like, okay, that won't happen. We roll along. Our man, Oban Elliott, returning to the octagon, taking on Jonathan McAuliffe. This fight was supposed to happen on Perth.
Fucking hell.
Love it.
This was supposed to happen on Perth last year, but he ended up getting sick, unfortunately. First fight back against since the Sok Hyung Ko fight where he lost as a minus 500 favorite. Yeah, like I'd love to see a bounce back for Oban. McAuliffe's good. 5-inch reach advantage for him. I think it's going to be a close fight.
McAuliffe is good, but we're riding with the Welsh gangster.
Of course, we're here to support. Minus 130, McAuliffe, plus 110, Oban. A lot of closely lined fights on this card.
Yeah, it is going to be fun. I like that.
Like Volk's minus 140 to Diego's plus 120, Huffy minus 120 to Faziv's plus 100. We just mentioned the Malkoun Finney. This fight itself, then all the road to UFCs are very closely lined, so it's good to see close scraps like that.
Yeah. Shout out to the Welsh gangster.
We're riding with the Welsh gangster, baby.
The crack of the year.
Okay. Kind of a dirty move. I saw Cage
What?
Warriors posted a video and was just like, you don't step to the Welsh gangster on fight week. And like it was him and another guy talking shit. They were like, we reminisce on this cold moment from Oban Elliott. And like he ended up getting slept in that fight.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it was against a guy that ended up making it to the UFC. Yeah, Cage
So you
Warriors.
think it was like cheeky? They were like,
I don't know
kinda
what it was.
trying
I
to
think they were
shit on
just
him?
like shouting out Oban Elliott, but it was a fight that he got knocked out in against Michael Figlak.
All right, I don't love that.
Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah.
We're
I like the Cage Warriors ad, man.
I know, but like
Funny ass dude.
I don't want to see him losing. I want to see Oban getting propped up.
Maybe I saw it wrong. Who knows?
All right.
I'm pretty
Shout
sure
out
it
to
was
our
Michael
guy.
Figlak. He was wearing a mask, but I'm pretty sure it was him. And Oban did lose by knockout in that one. We're riding with the Welsh gangster. Jordan, Con Ofley, Yiza, take it away.
I told you I only care about Rongju if you're a one-name fighter. So,
It's fair.
Yiza, two-time road to UFC vet. He's going to be able to teach a lot of these road to UFC guys a lesson. Taking on Genghis Khan Ofley.
Genghis but it's an incredible nickname.
You have to think that that our boy Sarp is going to be watching with bated breath for this one.
Shout out to Turkey.
Shout out to Turkey. This is actually one of the few fights, Turkey versus China, that doesn't have any Anzac fighters.
Not that Turkey. Different Turkey.
Guys, we can't have Turkey. Come on.
Different Turkey.
And then we have 4 road to UFC bouts, which actually works out for them. They have each 4 of them has a Anzac representation in them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to this audience. I have no idea about these fighters.
Same. I did not watch Road to UFC. I am confessing that now.
Yeah. We're an honest program, and through that honesty, we will let you guys all know we did not watch Road to UFC. Donmar Fan versus Song Uk Kim.
Okay, but Sulong Rungbo is a one-name fighter. Is Jordan on the
What do
train?
you think of that, Jay?
I don't think their name is Rongju, so
It's Rungbo,
Bro,
though.
Sulong Rungbo as one name goes kind of hard.
maybe he'll be your favorite fighter.
He's taking on Lawrence Louis. And then... There it is. That's the GC main event. Solong Rungbo versus Lawrence Louis. Namsray Batbayar versus Aaron Twau. And then Sebastian Saleh versus Kichiro Nakamura. Shout out, man.
Do people watch Road to the UFC?
Yeah, for sure. I think people probably in that Pacific region,
You can bet on it.
for sure.
I think
People
so.
are watching it.
That's true. That's a true point.
I have to admit, I'm becoming more and more frequently I'm kind of looking at Contender Series on social media, and once they make their UFC debuts is when I'm kind of really locked in.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I still like Contender Series. There's some fantastic scraps on that.
One of the fights of the year contenders came out of that one last
Yeah,
year.
according to the UFC, the greatest fight in history.
Yeah, we may have jumped the gun on that.
That's UFC 325, though. I can't wait for that. It's going to be fantastic. Just look at that main card. Main card's great, dude.
God, Diego Lopez with a stash is fucking
So good.
incredible,
So
isn't
good.
it?
A high chance of violence throughout this entire main card, which is what we sign up for. Like,
Love this card.
any of these fights could end by finish. Actually, now that I mention it, I bet the main event is favored to go the distance. Actually, fight inside the distance in the main event is minus 130. Co-main.
Whoa, does that mean they're expecting a Diego finish, I would guess?
Maybe.
Wait, because while you're on it, what's Volk inside the distance?
Volkanovski inside the distance is so many props. Plus 285. Lopez is plus 175.
Yeah, so they're expecting Diego to get it done. All right, fair
Minus
enough.
130.
I might
Minus
take the decision.
270 for the co-main event. Plus 125 inside the distance for Ziv Hufi, which isn't surprising. Taito Ivasa,
Minus money on inside the distance.
of course, yeah. Minus 1,000 inside the distance.
What?
Yeah, minus 1,000 inside the distance.
1,000? All right, yeah, actually, it's going to...
Minus 750 for the Salkill fight, too.
Yeah, I mean, they're expecting Salka to roll him. Minus 1,000 seems high, though, no?
Yeah, that's always high to pay for because you just never know. I mean, that's 4 of the 5.
Yeah.
Man, the Tafa Elikana minus 400 too. 5 of the last 6 all favored. Minus 600 for Rouston Brundage. 6 of the last 7. And then you have Malcolm Finney, which is still only plus 120. There's a lot, man. a lot of these fights are favored to go.
Wait, so what can I get on the comeback on Malkoun and Torres to go the distance?
To go the distance is minus 150.
That might be a bet right there.
That doesn't feel bad.
That does not feel bad.
That doesn't feel bad at all for two guys that might come out and wrestle. That is not the only thing going down on Saturday, though. It is Uncrowned Saturday 2026. You got UFC 325. You got the Royal Rumble happening out in Riyadh. We did our draft yesterday. I'm screwed. There's absolutely no chance I'm winning that thing. And then we have Teofimo Lopez taking on Shakur Stevenson just up the road. I feel like I can see it out the back. At Madison Square Garden. The Madison Square Garden, not the theater. Don't get it confused. A fantastic card, man. Top to bottom. Teofimo Shakur, Keyshawn Davis. You got Shushu Carrington. I know Jordan's excited about that one. Carlos Adames, Jarrell Miller on there. Like this is a solid boxing card. The Ring 6 is the official title. It's good to see a massive fight like this at MSG. Like
for sure.
We got it last year with Katie Taylor and Menace Serrano. Now we get it with this.
This is a close to my heart card. Jarrell Miller, somebody I've known for a long time. Love Big Baby. Always rooting for him. Always in his corner. Shout out to Big Baby. Keyshawn Davis really made an impression on me last year with the way he handled the adversity, with the way he handled everything that went down in Virginia. And then his level-headed decision to step away from the game for a bit, get his life in order, really come back when he feels ready to come back. And now you see him on social media just talking about how excited he is to be back. I'm really excited about the idea of watching Keyshawn Davis, a incredible young prospect, make his way back to the boxing ring and then hopefully onward and upward from there. And then the main event, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson are two of like my favorite guys. And I think this fight is going to be fantastic. I'm really interested to see what we get out of Teofimo Lopez. I think with Shakur Stevenson, you kind of know what you get every single time, which is one of, if not the best defensive boxers in the game, just doing his thing, right? He's so good. He's so technical. He's so hard to hit. And Teofimo Lopez is a guy who, on his best days, I think can be the best guy in the world. And on his worst days is a little bit ho-hum. It's a little bit lackluster. He almost like fights down to the competition sometimes. And then you put him in a moment against a guy like Loma and he fights up to the competition. You know, like he's one of those guys that just perform. When the stakes are the highest, he performs the best. And this is a super high stakes fight. The other thing that I'm interested in is Shakur is coming up to 140 for the first time. So it's going to be interesting to see how he adapts to it. I love this fight for so many different reasons. I'm so interested in the pairing between the two and what we're going to see here. It's a fantastic fight for a boxing fan.
And Shakur is obviously already a big star, but like this feels like a crown jewel to put in for sure his resume here if he's able to get this win.
It's
on
a name
stage
he
like
needs.
MSG. Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah.
And I think that will only lead to bigger and better fights for him from here. I mean, we had Conor Benn on yesterday. That's a potential suitor for him.
Yeah, Conor Benn seemed uninterested because basically Shakur's boring to him.
It's not boring to the people, man.
No, I'm excited
I actually think
about
our
it.
biggest video of the year last year was their face-off here in this studio.
It's great, and I would love if that fight could get made. Shakur's a big favorite in this fight. I think, again, there's a world where the Teofimo Lopez that shows up fights to the odds as they are, right? Reflects exactly what we're seeing. But there's also a world where I think he can make it very, very difficult for Shakur Stevenson. That said, I favor Shakur to come out. I think Shakur is the best 135er on the planet. I think he's going to do fine at 145. He's just incredible. I think he is the Mayweather, right? He is the guy who took over the mantle of I'm the defensive guy that everybody says is boring, but you can't do shit about it because I'm just so superior in terms of the technique and the defensive fighting style that he just continues to win. I think he will continue to win, but I think Teofimo at his best can really, really make it difficult for him.
Absolutely. This is not a gimme fight. This is not a boxing fight where it's just like, oh, Shakur's fighting Teofimo Lopez. Oh, he's minus 2,500. I think he's only like minus 310 or something, like, which is closer.
Which is hefty for a guy who's as good as Teofimo, but again, the performances are sometimes here and sometimes here.
And it's just tough when you have a guy like Shakur Stevenson who puts in these performances undefeated. Like, I know he's not getting the finishes, but he's putting in these incredible defensive performances. Like, it's just tough to make the odds closer than that. But it's a fight that absolutely could be won by Teofimo Lopez. I can't wait for it. It's going to be great. That's sort of what do we think happens first? They're estimating 10:50 ring walk time for that.
We'll see that.
I bet it'll be 11:30 by the time they're actually walking. 9 o'clock start for UFC. There's a world where
Are you saying start or end? Because it'll end later, I think.
All right, you think Shakur ends later than the UFC?
Yeah, because of the ring walk, the time. They always drag out the boxing shit.
Plus, if it goes the distance, it's 36 minutes of fighting versus 25. You're getting the additional breaks in between rounds, so it's actually like 50 minutes or an hour.
It's going to depend on if the UFC gets back to pay-per-view pacing.
Yeah.
If they get back to putting on the fights right after each other, then I think it'll be a pretty brief night.
All right. That is taking place. UFC 325 taking place. Royal Rumble's taking place. And that is on Crown Saturday. You'll be able to watch the watch party with us right here. 8:45 kickoff. Don't forget, we're an hour earlier now. And you'll obviously be able to follow along all day on uncrowned.com. The official home of Uncrowned Saturday.
Shout out Uncrowned Saturday.
We talked about Uncrowned Saturday. Let's do our bets and picks for the day. I've already gotten Pete's Parlay Pals pick. Can we show the recap? I feel like we all nailed it. I feel like we were all doing so well.
Oh, all right. We won then.
I feel like something always just happens with that guy Pete. Tiba Good.
It's tough.
Man,
Fucking hell.
He took the heaviest favorite and still cost us, man. That's no matter. We're gonna bounce back with a dub at UFC 325. I have a strong feeling for it. But he's not even taking from UFC 325.
Oh.
He's taking Shakur Stevenson.
I like it.
Could get dicey.
Yeah. I like it, though.
Frankie, what's the order, man?
Frank, Connor, Rick.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Benoit Saint Denis money line.
Wow, the go-man.
Love it.
I'm going to go Maine. You know where I'm going.
Where you going, man?
Give me Alexander Volkanovski.
Fuck yes.
I'm on a string of like my favorite fighters fighting.
The odds on that are probably pretty tasty, so that means we're going to have a good one here.
It's like minus 140.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going Cam Ralston. I think that's the move.
Woohoo!
You're doubting
Cody Brundage?
the Brundage.
Yeah. Something
I'm actually
fucking weird's going to
calling him
happen.
The Brundage.
Oh,
And
boy.
when something crazy happens, you've been Brundaged. Plus 261, that gets us back in the green.
We would get back in the green.
Come on. Shakur Stevenson, Cam Ralston, Alexander Volkanovski, Benoit Saint Denis. You've been chosen to represent the Parlay Pals. I think we get it done.
Yeah, let's get it done.
I feel like we got it.
I feel like we got to get it done.
I only have 2 bets. Took way too many bets last week. Got rinsed. Is what it is. You know what it is. Ding, 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 ding. James Tuno. Repping the Bald Beard brand. He does it well. He does it better than most. Mr. Alexander Volkanovski. Yeah, we're taking that. And then a little parlay action. Co-main, not to go the distance, and Tuivasa, Talshin Teixeira, under 2.5.
Oh, you got that under 2.5, way better than that minus 1,000 for not go to decision.
Yeah, sometimes they do that where it doesn't go to the decision, it's minus 1,000, and then the under 2.5 is like minus 550.
Yeah, you get some good juice on that one.
Yeah. Every time we say under, though, we have to say under.
Down under 2.5.
Yeah, under 2.5. That's it. That's the bets. That's the picks. That's the Parlay Pals. We'll see how we do this coming weekend. Let's go to pound for pound rankings, though, in honor of Alexander Volkanovski, one half of the main event this weekend, the pride of Australia. But we're not doing anything related to his fighting career. We're doing related to his cooking career. So we're going pound for pound cooks. Interpret that as you may. Frankie, what's the order?
The order today will be Frank, Connor, Rick.
Oh,
I like it.
I like a lot.
I like to mix it up a little bit.
I feel good about my list. I don't know about you guys. I'm very excited to get
feel
into this. Oh shit.
No, Rick had a lot of questions, a lot of clarifying questions.
Rick had too many questions, actually.
Clarifying is a cooking term, so I thought he was on the right page. But starting us off, my number 5 is kind of the personal option, like the cook that I really like and has to be on my pound for pound. It's Chef John. This guy is from foodwishes.com. If you've ever seen him on YouTube, he just gives really witty, smart, and tasty recipes. And I could just listen to him describe how to make almost anything, and I know that I'll enjoy it. But moving on to...
Wait. It was Food Wishes or Food Witches like a sandwich?
Food Wishes. Like I wish for this.
Food Wishes.
Although that's pretty clever.
Food Witches, though. I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean... For free.
And-
Gratis.
You know what, Eric?
John, take it.
You're
Eric,
cooking. You're
sometimes
cooking.
you cook.
Oh, look
love
at
it.
you guys.
I'll let you cook, man.
Next up is Andre Rush. This has been the White House official chef
Holy shit.
for the last few presidential.
He's in there right now?
I don't know if he still is. He
This bro's
definitely
whipping
was.
for 47?
He was definitely cooking for 45. I don't know if it continued on to 47.
For the audio listeners, we are looking at the most jacked guy I've ever seen in my entire life.
This looks like a guy who just said, "What did you just ask me to do?"
Yeah.
No,
Holy
historically,
shit.
like weeks after 9/11, enlisted in the military, did time, came back, cooks it up. Amazing story, phenomenal photos of this guy's biceps.
Did time, you mean did like a tour of service, right? Like,
Yeah, I just said he
Okay,
enlisted.
got it.
Didn't say you get incarcerated.
no, you did time.
Moving on, number 3, more of a modern style cook here, but we have Armin Sarukian.
Nice.
Now, before you say, "Oh, he's just eating," no, here he is cooking, where he sticks an entire animal inside the orifice of heat and brings out a cooked meal.
It's just a screenshot. You just described the video to us.
This is what Frank wanted.
Yeah, just a
Wow.
screenshot, yeah.
He says shove
Seen
it in
here
an orifice
saying,
of heat, but we don't see
I
any
can't wait
orifice
to
of
cook
heat.
this one. It's a whole video. Moving on to number 2 is the GOAT of all cooking, George
not
Foreman.
number 1.
George Foreman.
Yeah.
Known for always wanting to grill, then got approached with like, how do we make this more commonplace for everyone? He's like, I got an idea. Let's do a griddle where you could stick stuff. But there is a lot of talk about how he was saying grilling was a great thing to do with your family and it was great for nutrition. And we miss you, George. That's all I'm saying.
So
Can I
thi-
ask you a question, Frank?
No.
You just said, okay.
Moving on to
I'm gonna
number
ask
1.
anyway.
Was-
You said that this is the GOAT of all cooking, and then you put him at number 2.
Frank, I was going to mention,
A fair point.
Frank constantly does, this one's the best, and it's always number
point.
4 or 3. It's some
Look,
weird
it's,
thing.
It's a pound for pound list. The
No, I
GOAT
know.
list is a different list.
Okay.
Okay.
All
On the
right.
GOAT list,
All right.
George
That-
would be number 1.
All right, so wait, that's actually the genesis of the George Foreman grill? He was just fucking loved grilling?
He loved grilling.
Wow.
Like the lifestyle of grilling. I think we can all agree with that. And then look how happy. Can we see the picture again? Look how happy he was.
Wait, Frank, I just want to confirm something. You know for a fact that George Foreman was like grilling shit up before he was approached to endorse this?
Absolutely. You lived through this too. Don't play this millennial
I'm
card
saying
on me.
before, because the story was always like he was not the first choice for the grill. They were just looking for a celebrity endorser, and then they went to him. You're making it sound like he's like working the grill, Mr. Grill, and then
Make
they
it sound
came
like
to him with a grill.
George Foreman is the alpha and the omega when it comes to grilling.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Okay, fair enough.
The griddle outside of his wheelhouse, but he was happy to put his face on it, which I have to appreciate because the double griddle, you can't make a better grilled cheese sandwich if you ask me.
Shout out.
Shout out to George
And
Foreman.
number 1, Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah,
This guy is
legend.
the punk rock of cooking. And look at this picture. He's opening a bottle of wine with his teeth while doing something with the skillet. Who even knows? He's cooking. That's what matters. He's the number 1.
All right,
Love it.
shout out to
Pound
AB.
for pound.
Shout out
George
to
Foreman,
AB.
the number 1 GOAT.
I got you.
Moving on to Connor.
All right. Number 5. I actually start with a duo. This is a tag team action. But you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it if you just watched him cook. The man behind Gusto's with a name born to cook, Alfredo Linguini. The man, the myth, the legend, with his
Oh, boy.
confidant, Ratatouille. What's the rat's name? Remy. Remy the rat goes from a no-name line cook to head chef at one of the greatest restaurants in Paris in an hour and 40-minute span on your television set in the famed movie Ratatouille. All-time legend, Alfredo Linguini. Number 4.
Can I confess something?
Don't tell me you haven't seen it.
Never seen.
Sit the kids down and watch
know-
it. One of Pixar's greatest movies. What were you going to say, Frankie?
I was just baffled that he said that.
You haven't seen it either.
I've seen it. No, I've seen
Saving it for a rainy day. I watched it this week. Holds up.
Wow.
Fantastic. One of Pixar's best.
It's a good call.
You
I'll
like
have the
Wall-E?
How
kids.
would you know it's a good call if you haven't seen it?
No, I'm saying it's a good call for me to do it with the kids, Frank.
All time. All time with the kids. Shout out to Alfredo Linguini. Shout out to Gusto. Shout out to Ratatouille. Fantastic movie. My number 4, Frank's number 1 on his pound for pound, not his GOAT list, Anthony Bourdain. New York City legend, Travel Network legend, author. Also, like, Dude is just a savage. I've been starting to watch No Reservations, watched him eat a seal raw on the floor. Also, this is the pick of all picks. Like, this is what I aspire to be right here. Throw a cig in the hand, and like, that's all I need. Sitting at a Parisian cafe, nice pair of sunglasses on, baguette, coffee, cig, leather jacket. We're ready to roll.
Look at the guy in the back.
Yeah,
The look on his face.
Guy has zero swag compared to Anthony Bourdain. Young Bourdain, swag off the charts. It truly was a sight to behold. In the first 2 seasons of No Reservations, which is what I've watched, seal raw off the floor of House of Inuits. Like, they go out, kill the seal, and then they just pop this thing open. They look like cannibals, just like blood dripping from their mouths. Went and did absinthe in Paris. Went and did ayahuasca in Peruvian jungles. Watched him eat a raw beating heart from a cobra that they ripped out, and then he ate it. Just an all-around savage. Like, the dude is not afraid to try anything, which I think we can all aspire to be. Legend Anthony Bourdain ran a decent little shop here as well for about 15 years. New York Times bestselling author for his Kitchen Confidentials and many other books. Shout out to Anthony Bourdain. Number 3, another legend to the game, but a new age legend that many people don't know about. That went viral last week, and I discovered that some of our fans cross over to some of his fans. Former UCLA offensive lineman. His culinary highlights include things like eating only hardware store food, eating only food from Marshall's for a week, and most recently, his recipe for NyQuil chicken wings. It is Killdozer. If you've never heard of him, I cannot tell you how tantalizing his videos. Like, you can't stop watching him. Ridiculously handsome guy. Used to be an overweight offensive lineman. Now he's just like a handsome Chad, like 6'4" dude. Air fries anything and everything. Last week, he went viral for the NyQuil chicken wings. Can we go?
Is that safe?
No. This guy does not care about safety at all. Can we go to his YouTube page? This is how I discovered him. He legitimately, for a week, just goes and eats Marshall's, Dollar Tree food, only eats food with Red 40 in them, only eats hardware store food, only ate MREs for 7 days.
What the fuck is this guy?
I'm telling you, just give it a chance. Just pop on one of them. They're like 20 minutes long. Pop on one of them. It's the most ridiculous.
How is he alive? What the fuck does he do in between?
Nothing. He works at like some sort of lab. He works at some sort of lab.
They should study this guy. Holy shit.
He's an absolute freak of nature, but it's so entertaining watching him eat. Yeah, ridiculous.
What's like the best one? Somebody has to watch one of those videos. What's your favorite one?
The NyQuil one.
No. The NyQuil is just like like an Instagram short, like him cooking. The Marshall's one is pretty good. Like, it gets to like day 5, and like he's eating only food you can buy at Marshall's, and he's like,
for every meal, right?
Every meal he's eating only at Marshall's, like even down to the water and the drinks that he gets.
Does he just buy everything at once and then take it home?
No, he has to go back to Marshall's several times.
Oh, each meal he has to go back?
No. He brings it home, but he runs out of food.
Okay, he does it every, okay.
Yeah. It's all time. He does ones where like he only eats food from like a Russian grocery store. It's all time shit.
Those ones sound a little safer than the NyQuil.
He is one of the dumbest cooks on YouTube, but it's so good. It's so entertaining.
Holy shit.
Shout out to Killdozer. Absolute legend. I've actually put my friends onto him as well, and they also enjoy it mightily. Number 2, all these guys are just legends to the game. Number 2 is especially a legend. You know him. Fuck, That's Delicious. Cookbook author. Fight Feast guest. It's one Action Bronson. Bronsalino. Oh, look at that. Whipping the babies up in the kitchen. Legend of the game.
Fight Feast collaborator.
Fight Feast collaborator. Look at that. Will we ever see their side of it? Who's to check, you know?
Yeah.
But
who's to check?
Absolute legend.
Fucking
Action Bronson.
hell.
Culinary inspiration. That man Action Bronson is. And then number 1. You can't be as good at cooking as you are at fighting and not be number one on this list, it's Alexander Volkanovski. Shout out to him. Cooking with Volk. Look at this. Look at this. Me and Rick got an up-close personal. This is from my phone. An up-close personal view of the chef Whip It Up last year in Vegas. So to see one of your favorite cooks, you get to be that close to the action all time. Yeah, shout out. That was also in Vegas.
He was in he was in a cooking competition with Timothy De La Ghetto.
Yeah.
And he
Got to the apron.
destroyed him. Like Volk's burger looked like $1 million, and everybody who tasted it was like, yeah, that's the guy.
There are some people that say like he's a burger specialist.
So
he's just
what's
like
wrong with that?
He's like
Burger merchant?
Burger merchant. Yeah, that's what it is. I disagree. Watch all his videos. He's more than just the burgers. Shout out to Volk. Shout out to Cooking with Volk. Shout out to all the chefs on this list. I'm getting hungry.
When we were talking about this, how many did you predict we had the same? 3?
I said 3.
2.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Yep.
I do share some with you guys, though. Number 5 for me, the man who endorsed the most famous grill of all time, George Foreman himself, the legend. Frank already covered it, other than the shoddy history about him being some like kind of grill master before the endorsement deal, which was just an endorsement deal. But yeah, those grills were everywhere when we were kids, and they're pretty damn good at getting that fat off. Yeah. Shout out to George Foreman and the grill.
You guys used them growing up?
Oh yeah.
I especially used it in college.
Made every meal on them in the winter. If I never see a George Foreman grill in my life again, I'd be the happiest man in the world.
What is your what's your issue with it? Give us the breakdown.
Chicken breast on the George Foreman grill, dry.
Okay.
Burger, dry. Everything, dry.
No disrespect to Ma here. Feels a little lazy, you know? What else did she have to do, you know?
Did someone say mom?
She only worked 3 days a week.
Feels a little lazy.
Damn.
Feels a little lazy on this.
She doesn't watch
mom
the
doesn't
show.
watch
She'll
the
never know I'm
show.
saying this.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't watch. This is not good.
Fires up the George Foreman, and by firing it up, I mean just hitting the on button after plugging it in.
It'd be a shame if one of your friends or family clipped this off and sent it to your mother, because I wouldn't want to be there when she finds out about this.
You can text her after.
Number 4, we don't have that kind of relationship. Number 4, you guys both had him. Anthony Bourdain, absolute gangster. Everything that needs to be said has been said. Incredible author, incredible human, right? That's kind of the story of Anthony Bourdain. He uses food as the way into these conversations with all kinds of people underrepresented, that he could just highlight their stories and just have a conversation. He was he was a celebrity who was personable. He was this very accessible guy to both the watcher and the people he's actually talking to as he's on the streets of all these different cities doing all these different culinary experiences.
Unbelievably well traveled. That's what I've learned in the No Reservations. I'm just ripping through the whole show. He is going to incredibly exotic different places. He's not just going to different towns in the US, and he doesn't just cook. He goes out and experiences what there is to do there. It really is amazing.
Well, one of the things he said that stuck with me is if you're too carefully curating shit, you don't get the happy accidents, right? If you're just oh man, I'm only going to, they said these 5 restaurants are the best restaurants, you don't get the shit where you're just oh my God, I discovered this hidden gem that nobody knows about, that everybody else is overlooking. He was very unique in that way, and I really appreciated him. Number 3, this guy's one of my favorites. I had one of his programs, one of his television shows on my list for reality TV. Shout out to an absolute legend, Gordon Ramsay.
Thank God. I was going to say, damn, is no one putting him on here?
I've got Gordon Ramsay.
I knew you guys would.
I fell in love with Kitchen Nightmares. Hell's Kitchen I really enjoyed as well, especially when he's completely chewing out the other chefs that are competing on the reality show. But Kitchen Nightmares is where I really fell in love with him. He on Hell's Kitchen, he had this fiery, I'm an asshole demeanor thing, and I imagine that's maybe how he was in the kitchen. But on Kitchen Nightmares, it was the exact opposite. It's this guy who genuinely cares about helping these struggling businesses, and oftentimes the funniest parts were when they would not heed the advice of world-renowned Chef Gordon Ramsay and instead wanted to do their own thing.
Yeah, I think he has 18 or 17 Michelin stars to his name. His restaurant in London under his name has had 3 Michelin stars for 24 years. And he's going to some podunk ass diner, and he's no, do this. And they're like,
no,
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
No.
I'm 100% with you. World-renowned chef, unbelievable, talent, and like he does genuinely care. Like I think a lot of the anger is just like playing a character to a point. But yeah, he is unbelievable and just like an insane entrepreneur.
Yeah.
All the shows that he's done, the restaurants that he has. Now I will say, would love to go try his place in London. I have tried Hell's Kitchen in Las Vegas. It was tremendous.
Amazing.
It was fucking amazing. I was blown away. Fish and chip shop could use a little bit of work.
All right, well.
Fish and chip shop.
Can't win them all. Sometimes
you
slap your name on something and you just go.
Yeah. That beef welly, though.
The beef Wellington. Some of us loved it. Actually, all of us except for
Frank
some person.
Yeah, I still don't
Ramsay.
fucking like it.
Why do you
I'll
hate
die
Gordon
on
Ramsay
that
so
hill.
much?
It just wasn't that great. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're fucking tripping. That beef Wellington was fire. Dude.
Yeah.
Lemonade was
It was great. It was great.
That beef Wellington was
Really enjoyed it. Shout out to Gordon Ramsay. Number 2. He's a doctor. He's got G13 certification. He's an athlete. He's a martial artist. He's an entrepreneur. He's a legend. His name's Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh,
And this man has tons of different restaurant empires. He's got his burgers, he's got his chickens, but he's also got skills in the kitchen. And more importantly, he's got a family-friendly cookbook. Shout out to our guy Shaquille O'Neal with
What?
Shaq's family style.
look at that sweater.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like $1 million there. Shaquille O'Neal, love this guy. I'll confess now, I basically use this list as a highlighting people I love. The fact that they cook happens to be secondary to I just love these characters. I love these people. There's a second theme, which is that they're all either fans of or participate in martial arts. Like Foreman, obviously a boxer. Bourdain was a very avid jiu-jitsu guy. Gordon Ramsay has trained MMA. I think he's a black belt in karate as well. Shaquille O'Neal, a longtime lover of MMA and has trained martial arts many years himself. And then number 1, keeping with the theme, somebody I love, somebody I appreciate, somebody I look up to, admire, respect, who is also in the world of martial arts, but the culinary arts as well. Action, Bronsolino Bronson.
Legend.
Fuck yes.
Bam Bam Baklava.
Oh, shit.
Queen's
the
boy.
thumb on the bottom right.
What do you mean? What? Oh yeah,
Is
holding
it
the
glitched
plate
out or
over
something?
there.
I don't know.
Nah,
I can't tell what's going on there.
Yeah.
it feels like a
Is this
combination
AI
of two
generated?
different things. This is just some thumbnail we grabbed. But yeah, shout out to Action Bronson. One of the funny images I grabbed, Action Bronson on Seth Meyers doing grilled octopus. You really just don't see that as the like, hey, let's come out and make a dish. What a fucking legend that guy is.
Drinking something.
Yeah, some kind of wine. Shout out to Action Bronson.
Shout out to all the cooks.
Legend.
I'm trying to get on their level, bro. I'm trying to get better at cooking. It's tough.
How are we doing?
It's tough stuff.
I feel like the stuff you brought in has been very good.
made sausage rolls last weekend.
You bring in it?
No, it was rad.
It didn't make the. It didn't
They
make
don't
the.
travel that well.
Okay.
The ones that I made at least don't travel that well. I think this is a solid group. Solid group. Any shout outs? Stanley Tucci?
I thought about Tucci.
For sure.
Morimoto, Iron Chef?
Kung Fu Chef.
Also who Morimoto?
Bruce Lee.
I'm not a foodie.
Prue?
Peru. Rest in peace. I mean, what do you
Wait,
say
actually,
when they haven't died, but they're...
You know what? We
Thomas
overlooked
Keller?
something here. We really fucked this up. I need Jordan and Andy to weigh in here.
Yeah, please.
These are the two that I feel like would have the most
Tell us.
knowledge of this list.
I was surprised that only one of you had Gordon because
Legend.
he's so popular. I will say, huge Gordon fan, but his hot take of diner coffee being the best coffee you could get is bullshit.
Wow.
That's
Like, he
interesting. I
said
didn't
that
know
in
you
one
had
episode,
that.
and I was like, no, sir, you are incorrect.
A man after my heart having hot takes like that.
Michelin star chef. Oh, so his hot ones is like the greatest one ever.
It's a good one.
So good. When he pulls out the Pepto-Bismol and just starts chugging it.
Oh, it's great.
You got a toilet? You got a toilet I can use?
But truly, no shout out to bakers. Nobody put a baker in there. So
Baker Mayfield?
what's up with that?
Who are we missing?
Hollywood,
Give us
Paul
like-
Hollywood, I think we really like.
Did anybody think about going like Julia Child? Like anybody
Yeah.
think about going like?
Yeah, what's up with
Tony
Ina?
Shesher.
I thought, Ina Garten. I thought about Julia Child. I just watched her movie, not her movie, but like the Hollywood
of her, yeah.
Julia and Julia or something.
Yeah.
Julie and Julia.
Surprised no one put, Russell Wilson. Gotta let Russ cook.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Big Paula.
Who? Oh, Paula
No,
Dean.
we're
Paula
skipping,
Dean.
skipping.
Paula Dean.
I
No,
actually
someone
watched one of her
that,
videos recently.
someone that inspired me a lot and where I've learned to cook is this guy. He goes by Bobish on YouTube.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
his real name is Andrew Ray. his thing is like instead of seeing like the whole set and focusing on the personality, a lot of his videos are focused on his hands, so you see the actual chopping.
It's close-ups of everything.
Exactly. It's overheads, close-up on the hands and the food. That way, when you're actually learning to cook, you actually see what's happening, as opposed to you see, like, Emerald going around and saying bam and stuff.
Bam! What's his name? Bobish?
Bobish, yes.
I know of chefs, right? Like I know like Wolfgang Puck and Emerald and Rachel Ray and all these other people.
Rachel
like,
Ray.
I don't quite like. I'm not a foodie. I'm not into the cooking world, so I don't really like have associations. You know? Bobby Flay,
Guy Fieri.
But Rick, you could have done chefs that are like cartoon chefs or something, right? Like you could have done a Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Happy.
Like
I'm happy with being able to shout out the people I shouted out. Shaq is one of my all-time favorite athletes.
I'm surprised as a huge Muppets fan you didn't pick the Swedish chef.
Well,
no, Muppets sucks. Muppets is trash.
Wow.
Wasn't there some Food Network tea between Bobby Flay and Giada De Laurentiis?
You guys know. I don't know this.
I don't know.
I think there was some.
Shout out Prue though.
Like they were rivals, or they were.
No.
There was some
lovers.
Oh boy.
Some rumors.
I think
has it been confirmed?
They're rumors for a reason, Rick.
I think Giada De Laurentiis like all but confirmed it. The watershed husband. Well, we're getting too into the weeds here with our Food Network stars. I think they did a show where they covered Italy.
Shout out to all the cooks out there.
Shout out to the cooks. That was a fun one. I'm hungry. I'm starving right now. Frankie, we got any voicemails? Oh, you don't sound too excited.
I just got my ear blown out there.
Ahoy, hoy.
Hello, this is James calling from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Go Blue.
Go Blue.
My question is for New York Rick.
Oh.
The Oscars just released their nominations for Best Picture. I was wondering what your favorite one out of the choices were. I personally am going with Sinners. I think that was my favorite movie from this year. Hamnet is a close second, but yeah, I was curious what you were rooting for, and if anyone else has a pick also, I'd like to hear that as well.
What do we think?
Thanks for the call.
What say you, Rick? I feel like one battle after another is going to win.
He asked my favorite. I think Sinners is the best film.
Okay.
But not your favorite?
And I think Sinners will win. No, sorry. I think One Battle will win. My favorite was Begonia. My favorite of the group was Begonia. Yeah, Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons.
Let me see. Let's best actor, Timothy Chalamet is minus 400.
He's gonna win for sure.
Wow.
Marty Supreme, yeah.
Timmy C getting that quickly. Best director, Paul Thomas Anderson, minus 1100. Best picture, One Battle After Another, minus 270.
Sure.
Best actress,
Sinners could win Best Picture, but I think it'll be One Battle.
Jesse Buckley, minus 1600.
100%. I haven't seen Hamnet yet. I really want to.
Best animated feature film, K-pop Demon Hunters, minus 1000.
That's the lock of the century.
Wow. Best production design, Frankenstein, minus 550.
That's also seeming like a lock at this point.
No Tron Ares, huh?
Dude, Tron Ares was ass. I can't believe you made me watch that.
I made you watch it.
What do you think?
And put a gun to my head. Yeah, I think it'll be One Battle After Another.
But which of these was your favorite that you watched? F1, Begonia, Frankenstein, Marty Supreme?
I loved F1, but I've actually I've only seen One Battle After Another, F1, and Sinners. I liked One Battle After Another the best.
Frankie, you see these?
I didn't watch any of those.
Any?
Yeah. I was talking to Connor the other day. I was like, when was the last time I went to the movies?
Yeah, dude.
I was like, it must have been Spinal Tap 2, but that wasn't it. It was actually Tron. So.
Oh, my Lord. You went to the theater for that shit?
That shit was so ass. I can't believe you forced me to watch it.
Okay, I'll say this. I didn't think it was as bad as the reviews said, but it was still bad.
I never said that it was a good movie.
How close is your theater?
Super close.
What it is a great soundtrack to a movie.
I used to have a theater like right next to my crib. Now I don't.
Still. It's too bad.
I love the movies.
Love them.
What up, boys in the back? It's your boy, Poppy Live.
What's up, Poppy?
Live, and I'm catching up on the
vibes.
I guess it'll be a week now, but I wanted to ask you, since you mentioned Hawaii, New York Rick, give me a list of quick things to do on a maybe 4 to 5 day trip in Maui. Should I stop by Max Holloway's area in the North Shore? Should I go to Helwani, the Disney resort? Let me know, my boy. And hopefully we can still do the meetup at the White House. You already know the vibes. Let's get it. Poppy live out. Love y'all boys. Shout out. Shout out the crew. Shout out Andy. Shout out Jordan. Shout out Franco Mysterio. You know the vibes. Shout out Ariel, my dog. Shout out PC. Chuck, everybody, the whole squad. You already know what it is. Now I'm really out. Bless up.
Bless up, brother.
Thanks, man.
Thought I was going to say the meetup at Muckleshoot.
No, but he proposed we all meet up at the White House and it's going to happen. And it's like, I don't think so. Like,
we'll see you there, man.
Yeah.
See you at the top.
Love Maui, my favorite island. Go to the beach. These are the things you do. You go to, oh my God, why am I blanking? Yeah. What's the wine and liquor store? Oh my God. You go to the beach. You go to the basketball court that's open at night, and you go to, hold on, Tamora's. You go to Tamora's, fine wine and liquor, and you run to the back and you get yourself some poke. And you just repeat this every single day that you're there. So you go to the beach, you play some basketball, you go get some poke, and you'll be fine. That's all you need to do. Eat the poke, enjoy the beach.
It's your favorite island of Hawaii or like all islands?
Favorite island of Hawaii.
Nice.
Probably all islands.
I was going to say favorite island, period. You have one?
Hey, boys in the back, calling from Miami, Florida.
Hey, shout
My
out
name
to
is
the
Edmond
MIA.
Quesada, first-time caller. As of last, boys in the back, because I am calling from the future, I wanted to shout out the team and everyone involved for showcasing our Dominican culture.
Hey.
And with that, I'm from the future. Waldo Cortez Acosta knocked out Derek Lewis in the second round. And with that, I wanted you guys to name your favorite Dominican who is not Waldo Cortez.
All right, hold on.
Thank you.
Was this actually from before the fight?
Yes.
Seriously?
It was on the 23rd at 9 in the morning.
And sure enough, Waldo Cortez Acosta knocks out Derek Lewis in the
This
second
man
round.
is from the future.
He's from the future.
Answer me this. Do I make it? You know what I'm talking about. Do I make it?
Call in and let us know if Frank made
My
it.
phone's ringing. Oh, my God.
Favorite Dominican?
This is Frank?
Big Poppy.
Oh, wait, Frank, answer. What?
He hung up.
Oh, I guess you don't make it.
I guess you don't make it, man. Sorry.
For me, it's the Kid Mero. Shout out to the Kid Mero. New York DJ, but formerly of Jesus and Mero, the legend.
Shout out. Any favorite Dominicans back there, Frankie, Jordan? Any?
Gossip.
Alfonso Soriano.
Legend.
Juan Luis Guerra for me.
Legend.
But also Zoe Saldana. Shout out.
Oh,
Highest grossing?
highest grossing actress in movie history.
Yeah.
Incredible.
What's up, boys? Savon calling from Tucson, Arizona, where it's a rainy 60-degree morning.
Fuck.
I have three things for you, and I'm going to try to make it quick, I promise.
Let's do it.
Number one, Rick and Frankie. I'm surprised by you guys' list on who was supposed to fight, but didn't. How did neither of you have Game of Thrones, spoiler alert, The Night King versus Jon Snow? Jon was supposed to V1V that dude. Oh, scratch that. 1v1 that dude, but he just walked away. It's friggin' unforgivable, man. I don't understand.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Number two, I haven't heard anyone bring this up, and I don't know if anybody even knows. But I'm a Walmart associate, and if you work for Walmart, you get a free Paramount Plus subscription.
It's nice.
So I mean, I went from spending over $1,000 a year to literally spending nothing. So, I mean, that's pretty exciting. I mean, even if the cars are dog shit from here on, I mean, it's free for me. So I mean, it's great.
Congrats.
Three, who was your first celebrity crush? Mine was definitely Miss Honey from Matilda. Definitely started me on my path to liking older women, but who's to check? Love the show, love you guys, and love the Frankie most of all.
Shout out to Frankie.
Love you too, man.
First crush, mine like right off rip is Hilary Duff as Lizzie McGuire. When you saw the movie, had her poster in my room.
That's a good one.
Big Hilary Duff fan.
Fan of the new album?
I've fallen off a little bit on the crush since.
She's on tour.
Nah, you should be back on the crush.
Thought we were gonna go.
Victoria
She's
Justice is number 2. Also, just like Hillary Duff, aging like fine wine.
Yeah.
Allison Hannigan.
She's doing well.
Still my favorite crush.
Allison Hannigan.
Who is she again?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh yes,
yes.
the orange haired girl from Buffy, right?
Oh, and from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Wow.
American Pie.
American Pie, Bandcamp.
Mother, OG
Bandcamp.
Frank, yeah.
I'm not a fan of How I Met Your Mother.
Shout out to Lily from How I Met Your Mother.
Concerned about
Kelly Kapowski.
I was gonna say it's got to be off rip. It's got to be
Amber
first one off the dome. First one off the dome.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
I actually have a funny story about Walmart and being a Walmart associate. In high school, I applied for a job there one summer. Got the job, called me up. They were just like, yep, you're hired. We're just going to need a drug test from you.
Ooh, that's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
When they called me, I was in the middle of ripping a bong. I was like,
James Tahuna?
That was not going to work. I was like, all right, I'll see you guys in a little bit.
You didn't. Okay. Did you not have the thought to or not even know existed
I just
like a
didn't think,
Whizzinator, like getting a fake test?
I knew it was a thing. I just didn't think it was going to happen at Walmart. I'm not going to lie. Plus, I was kind of half-assedly caring about getting hired.
Okay.
This is like my junior year of high school. Yeah, I got home. My mom was like, did you hear back from Walmart? I was like, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Didn't get it.
Does she know you lied until, like, is this the first time she's ever hearing that?
No, but I can't imagine she's watching right now. She's not into the UFC 325 preview. She's more into the, like, fight feast stuff.
I mean, Jordan shitting on his mom's cooking. You over here lying to your mom outright. Like, this is not a good for the mom show.
I don't know what I would do if my mom watched this.
Jordan, Andy,
To be fair,
I think.
Good point.
Hey, the caller from the future. Does she end up watching? Just tell me now.
Do I mention-
Frank's mom watched this. It'd be rough. It'd be rough. All right. Jordan, Andy, any early crushes?
Kevin from the Backstreet Boys for sure.
Oh,
And this was
yeah.
controversial now, but Johnny Depp.
Wow.
For sure.
I think I was watching an MTV Spring Break and Carmen Electra came out. I was like, who is that?
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah,
you said
that'll have
who is
you
that? Did you
that'll have
actually
you
say who
asking
is
some
that?
questions.
You know,
Because
Were we
who is
talking
that
about
has
her
become a
earlier
phrase
today?
that...
you know, the same way that Helwani was asking. Yeah, we'll move on.
Frankie, you were talking about her earlier today.
I mean, it's not a bad conversation.
He kept being like, Carmen Electra, Playboy Playmate of the Year. I looked it up. She was never the Playboy Playmate of the Year.
Yeah. You're right, though. That raises a lot of questions when you're that age.
What's the other one?
Hold on one second.
Hey guys, it's Natalie from Granite Bay, California.
Hey, shout out,
I was
Natalie.
listening to the show the other day, and literally right before you guys started doing the voicemails, I was like, I wish more women called in because I'm a huge fan. I listen every week. I listen to all the content.
Wow.
And then you guys played like multiple voicemails from women. So I think that's super awesome. Shout out to them.
Shout out.
I don't really have anything else to say except I am going to my first live UFC event. I'm going to UFC 326, Holloway versus Oliveira. I'm super excited. I have never been to a live event before. I know you guys have given a ton of advice about like what to do and what to expect. So I'm just going to go and enjoy myself. So anyway, love you guys. Keep up the work. Bye.
Shout out.
Love you as well. Thank you so much
Enjoy
for the
event.
Event's going to be sick. Only complaint is, did she say keep up the work?
Yeah, I think so.
Keep working.
Keep up the good work.
No, she didn't say good.
No, I know, but that's what she meant, right?
She said what she said.
Keep up the work. Listen, she likes what we do for work, and she's enjoying the show.
Nah, we appreciate the phone call. Thank you
This
so
is Connor
much.
being like, I love you as well.
Yeah.
I say that back to everyone.
All right. I just heard it.
We should not be ashamed of telling people we love them. That's my
As
my
one
hot take.
caller pointed out, so let me say, I love you guys.
I love you too,
You're
Frankie.
fearful of it, Frank. There's a lot of times where, like, you know, a lot of good stuff will happen for the show, and like Ariel hit us in a chat and just be like, just want to say, you know, love and appreciate all you guys. I always send back like the love you, man. Appreciate you.
But
brother.
you're a love you, not a I love you, right?
Why do I have to look at someone in the eye and be like, I love you? it holds the same sentence.
It becomes like, a throwaway, you know, like love you.
Not true.
When you were looking deep into your into the buttocks of your mother, what did you say?
Jesus, Rick, you have really bastardized this whole thing. So
This is what you want me
here
to
I was,
grab him
right?
by
The
the
room was
shoulders.
dark. I couldn't really.
Grab him by the shoulders. I love you. I love you, man. Come on, dude.
Please stick your arms like that.
Just like, love you too.
What's good?
Bodkins.
It's your boy Bodkins. Happy Thursday to you, boys. Boys, first, you guys are selling yourself a little short. You guys could absolutely kill a live show. Boys in the Back, live. Oh, I mean,
people.
the Boys in the Back army would all be there to support.
Yeah, all
Don't sell yourself
three.
short. You guys are the kings. You guys could absolutely crush a live show. Definitely should think about it. You know, your boy I would come. I'd be there. Your boy Bodkins would be there.
Thank you, Bodkins.
Supporting the Boys in the Back's live show.
Love
But,
you,
boys, big question here. Well, let's play a little game. This weekend we got the Royal Rumble for the WWE. If the UFC were to have a Royal Rumble type fight or match or something cool like that, who would win a Royal Rumble match out of all the fighters? All the weight classes combined. That would be fun. Be interesting. And you know what? For you, New York Rick, you could even throw in Gable Stevenson, you know? So let me know. Boys, stay warm, stay blessed. Bodkins out. Have a great weekend. Have a great Thursday. See y'all.
Bodkins, the
Shout
man.
out Bodkins.
Yeah,
Always brings the
absolutely.
energy.
Always brings the energy.
Okay.
All weight classes combined.
But
would
let's
be
set the
insane.
rules. Are they in a WWE ring throwing them over? Is it the cage? Like
And you have to knock them out?
you have to KO them? How are we determining this?
I feel like, let's say it's a cage, but you have to get them out.
You have to throw them out of the cage? All right, you got to go with like a big boy.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I can't see Pantoja or Van like lifting somebody up.
This would actually be insane because you couldn't do by knockout or submission because people would just get ganged up on and like get killed.
That's what happens in the Rumble. Is like they're like, oh, Braun Strowman's over there. Let's grab
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's here. Let's throw him out.
It would have to be a heavyweight.
It has to be a heavyweight. Big too. Because if you're like a little heavyweight, like you're not throwing somebody out.
Tom, Waldo.
Fuck, Tom's a good one. Fast, agile, strong.
Yeah. Pereira.
Nah, too small.
Rogan?
Too small. I might go Tom.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest heavyweight right now?
James Tahuna?
Not James Tahuna.
Alison Teixeira.
He's tallest.
7. I mean, they're all coming in at 265 at least.
Yeah.
At most, I mean.
Give me Gable Stevenson. I'll probably take Gable Stevenson.
All right,
though.
your pick's Gable, my pick's Tom.
Wait.
But like, you could not be an Iron Man in that.
No.
You couldn't last long.
No.
So it really just comes down to who's going to be like 28th.
Who's the
through
30th? I realized we never addressed the Game of Thrones question part that the person asked earlier.
I did. I said I was ashamed of myself.
Oh, okay. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know why he said me. Maybe he meant you.
I literally just watched that episode.
I cannot believe you're running through it, even though you know that the ending is complete shit.
And this is
Just
why
like
I've never
life,
watched Game
right?
of Thrones. Shit.
It's not a bad comparison, Frank. I got to give you that.
Just saying,
That's
yeah.
it's a great point.
What was his point? That the ending's bad?
I said, I can't believe you're still
Yeah.
watching Game of Thrones because the ending is shit. And he said, just like life, eh?
But how do you know your ending is shit? Did that guy
Because
from the
when you die,
future
you
tell
poop.
you when he called?
When you die, you poop.
Eric,
ending is dying.
Eric GPT, chill out, man.
When you die, you poop?
Yeah.
Not
The
always.
bubble
Yeah,
gut-
you get death rattle, you shit yourself.
This is
Wow.
not a
Wow.
guarantee.
The Bubble Guts Burks allegations
Oh, you
are
will be
going to
pooping
be
for sure.
long
You'll be pooping.
posthumous. They're going to be like, this guy died and then he shit himself.
They're gonna get up close to you. They're like, "Is he still breathing?" And then they're like, "No, he's definitely dead."
They're going to be lowering me into the casket. They're just going to be like, this guy couldn't help himself but shit his pants.
Even
Y'all remember Canelo Crawford? Guy shit himself.
To all the dead that are listening, we mean no disrespect.
Also, like,
yeah, definitely apologies to the dead.
the Bubble Guts allegations, like, not just the watch party, in combo of doing this show every week, these are like marathon shows. We have been sitting in front of these cameras on this show for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like,
And we have gone last
Yes.
week was like 4 hours.
yes, like, the allegations are crazy. I love them. I'm about to start on Sky Rizzy or whatever it is for IBS.
What is Sky Rizzy though? What does that one do? Because that was a commercial during.
No, isn't that No, I can't see.
Plaque psoriasis with Sky RIZIN.
Nothing is everything.
Crohn's disease, plaque psoriasis, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis.
Ulcerative colitis. Isn't that a stomach thing?
Probably.
What's Crohn's disease? I remember David Garrard.
Isn't that the
It's a pretty serious one.
Isn't that the gluten one? Isn't that?
No, that's you're thinking of celiac.
It's a chronic autoimmune inflammatory bowel disease.
To all our listeners that are suffering from Crohn's disease, we do not mean to laugh. Now, if you have gout,
you need to get on that Sky RIZIN, GC.
No, do y'all remember Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback? What was it, David Garrard? Yeah.
That's him.
And he was in a Crohn's disease commercial.
Oh, shit.
And I actually mean no disrespect to anyone that has Crohn's, but me and my boys back in high school used to see those commercials, and then we'd see David Garrard playing, and we'd be like, that guy shits his pants.
Jesus.
And now you're fucking David Garrard.
I'm happy that you preface with, no disrespect, but if we make fun of you guys.
I mean, dude, I was a disrespectful piece of shit in high school. I'll just come out and say it. Like, there's no doubt when I was 16, I wasn't like, I'm so sorry, David, that you have Crohn's disease.
Okay.
And now I have IBS, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis.
What if all those comments on the YouTube are from a burner account from David Garrard, who heard about you and your friends, and he is getting his revenge?
Do I need to just get a David Garrard jersey?
You are David Garrard. All right, sorry, Frank.
Yo, what's up, guys? Question for you. Do you think Arman Sarukian would have been better off taking the Islam fight if even if he lost 50-45 across the board? Do you think he'd be in a better position now for a rematch had he, let's say he, fought and beat Gaethje, fought and beat Hooker still, he went on this run. I feel like he's just jumping through so many hoops. I feel like had he just taken the fight, maybe, 50-45 isn't competitive, so maybe that's a bad example. And him being compromised with injury, it's hard to say, but just feels like he's jumping through so many hoops. It's almost like, man, if he would have just taken that fight and maybe it didn't go so well, he could have been in a better position than he is now. Also, Ariel, we need to have this tip conversation, my guy. Your son, your own flesh and blood, is running around with an iPad chasing girls. You can't get an iPad to watch the fights? Come on, man. You're doing this to your kid. You can do it too. Peace.
The Pip thing has become crazy.
Why is the default getting an iPad? Turn it on your TV.
The iPad has a windowed mode now. Like you could put apps into a window and move it around like you would on your MacBook. So that's why people are saying this is the workaround. I understand.
Put it on your TV and just have your phone in your hand.
Or if it really, like in Ariel's case, if it's really that important that you are functioning and watching, get a second fucking phone. Like, I don't know. Like,
couldn't you also just log in via browser? I don't know. I didn't think of that until just now. Couldn't you log into Paramount Plus in the browser of the phone?
I'm not sure if the PIP works for browser.
It does for Safari. Like I do it all the time.
There you go. You should have told him that when he was asking.
I didn't think of it till just now. I just thought of it.
Why are you the EP if you're not going to be the one to solve his problem?
Also, if you're answering texts and you're answering emails and you have the screen minimized, like
how much are you actually
watching? You're just keeping the audio on?
No, not minimized. Like
it goes
like it means minimal. Like it's a small window.
You can still see it.
Yeah, but you're texting and you're doing email. You're not looking at it.
It's on the same thing.
Can we admit he's been doing a lot of audio voice messages?
I'm not like a.
I'm Team Helwani on this one.
I'm not like a bee on a screen for fucking 12 hours a day.
I'm Team second phone.
I'm Team Helwani on this. Though I'm glad.
I'm Team sure have your Pip.
The last
seems
person
like the Pip is back.
That we want to have meta glasses is Ariel, because he'll be doing. You think he's looking right at you? He's answering 8 emails. He's texting you, and he's also watching UFC.
So I'll put the fights on my 75-inch TV. Thanks.
Oh, nice a little flex there.
Yeah, that's where they'll be. My OLED 75-inch TV.
What was the first part?
It's OLED, bro. We gotta talk about this.
Under most circumstances, it actually sometimes is better to take the fight the UFC gave you and then bounce back.
It's just what's the run?
Well, you think about like Merab, Lerone, Movsar, and it's just like, man, when the UFC doesn't want you to get a shot, like they will really like Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad, how long it takes. Sometimes you are better taking the fight and then winning your way back. In this very specific circumstance, I actually think Arman became a babyface due to not taking the fight.
Yes.
Dana hating on him, him having this like social media thing come up. So I actually think I think he's in a way better spot now than he could have been.
Yeah, I think people he is
because he would have lost to
like
Islam with a bad back, 100%,
1,000%, and like it would have been a bad look. Now he's a sympathetic case. Now he's sort of like the uncrowned king. He deserves his shot. They're not giving it to him. People are loving him on social media. I think it's all worked out for the best. I think eventually he will get that shot.
Same.
Hey, what's up, boys in the back? It's AJ from the great state of Connecticut once again. I was trying to get this question on the nose earlier, but it didn't work out. But anyways, my question for you guys is, as sports and, data analytics kind of fuse together more and more often, we see, all these different projections on TV of like, in the NFL, 4th and 1, we have to, go for it on this down, whatever, that kind of thing. Sports analytics becoming bigger and bigger in a lot of other sports. Do you think he'll ever become, big or a big part of the UFC? It's something I'm kind of interested in. I know they talked about the meta AI rankings. That never really turned out to anything. Then we saw recently Peter Yan's coach had those decision trees going with kind of trying to predict where the fight would go and what the move would be. Anyways, I'm just kind of interested in that kind of stuff. I actually have my own analytics platform on Twitter, Edge Lab Analytics. That's about 70% accurate for predicting UFC fights. But just curious if you guys think UFC, data analytics, AI will ever become a big thing like it is in other sports. Thanks.
Edge Live Analytics, is that what he said?
I didn't hear.
Fuck, I might have messed it up.
Do you need to play it again?
No.
We can go back to it if we need to.
Do you know, because it's such a fast-paced, like live moving sport? Like
the variance is too crazy.
Yeah, the pre-fight for sure. You could have like the game plan tree of like, if he's doing this, let's do this.
Yeah.
It's like sort of just like responsive motives, but like this whole like mid-game. Football is a unique sport because, and baseball too, where analytics are big in as well, because you have these downtimes to decide your decision.
You're also most of the time in a lot of these sports predicting only outcomes, not necessarily like micro outcomes.
Yes, no's.
Yeah.
Do you go for it on 4th down? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Do you put the shift on for this batter? Yes or no? Whereas this, it's just like, what would the analytics say? Go for more takedowns.
Throw a punch more? Yeah, like it's a bit of a harder sport. I think combat sports are uniquely positioned to not be super advanced analytics. But to your point, I think in the game plans, I'm sure coaches now and like researchers are using a ton more data. How often does this person shoot? How often do they circle to their left versus circle to their right? What are they doing in this scenario? I think it's that will advance it. This caller is probably utilizing some of that. If he has a 70% success rate in predicting fights, he's probably doing something along those lines as well. So I think it will be involved in the future, but it's a very hard sport because of the variance. Like the difference between like somebody going from I'm winning a fight to knocked out is not possible as much in NFL, NBA, and other stick and ball sports. Like if the Patriots are beating the living shit out of a team, they can't get 6 touchdowns in 1 second. But in an MMA fight, even if you're getting the shit beat out of you, you can score 6 touchdowns in 1 second. And so that variance, that like variability and the things that are so unpredictable about combat sports, I think precluded a little bit from being overly influenced by analytics.
So, 24-inch subs here, and we have a real problem.
What's
my
the problem,
brother's
Dubs?
girlfriend wants to share I purchased it myself, my Paramount Plus subscription.
Okay.
And she said, I want to watch shows on there. You're only watching the fights. And I said, yes, I purchased this specifically to watch the UFC on Paramount Plus. Dana White told me to do this. And she goes, well, I want to watch Ink Masters and Survivor and this. And I'm like, listen, $8 a month. Get your own subscription. This is strictly for the fights. Am I being a hardo here, or am I being reasonable? I know you two are the great adjudicators of our time. And Frank,
it's true.
Shout out. I'm out. Bye.
Shout out. What is the issue with her using it to watch
I don't know.
shows?
It says here on the free plan, the ad plan, you can do 3 devices simultaneously, and in premium you can do 4. So they could conceivably watch at the same time. Does he not want his like main page to be influenced by the thing she's watching?
You can always go to the sports tab and like on the night of the
or
fights,
make a profile.
think this is a bad take on.
I think he's being a hardo. I agree.
On his part, I think
24-inch stubs.
Watch it, man.
Bad luck to your Patriots, and I think you're being a hardo here.
Get the most out of your subscription, man.
Yeah, let your girl on there.
And that's all the voicemails.
Oh, nice. Thanks for everyone that called. Really appreciate it. Do we have any super chats, Frankie?
We sure do. First one says, big fan of Uncrowned. The banter is 10 out of 10. I need help deciding which should be my first UFC event. Houston, Mexico, or Seattle. My wife is inviting, needs help.
My wife is inviting, needs help.
Where's that British guy?
Irish.
Frank, your drops always make me laugh.
Where's that British
All right, not bad, Carlos. Did you send that? Was that in Mexican pesos?
That's sure what that looks like.
So it feels like UFC Mexico would be a no-brainer if you want to go support Brandon Moreno. UFC Houston, not bad either.
What's the best card, though?
You should probably go to UFC Seattle and stay at the Muckleshoot.
You should probably go to UFC Seattle and stay at the Muckleshoot.
Seattle and stay at the Muckleshoot Casino and Resort and have yourself.
And Izzy versus Pfeiffer is a sick main event.
What else is on that card?
We know Chase Hooper's on it.
Chase Hoop.
Chiesa's on it.
Chiesa, local legends.
Against Lance Gibson, Muckleshoot's own.
Alexa Grasso, Macy Barber, Casey O'Neill, Gabriela Fernandez, Marcin Tibera, Walter Walker, Heel Hook King, Michael Chiesa, Carlston Harris, Nicole Cagliari, Carol Foro, Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusri Belgarui. A couple guys I've never heard of. Juliana Rosa versus Larry Ann Douglas.
Juicy J.
Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson Jr. Navajo Sterling versus Bruno Lopez.
I just did a quick Houston look. Yeah, Seattle's better.
We think so?
Yeah. Strickland, Fluffy is great.
Sean Strickland?
Co-main, Sergey Spivak, Ante Delia, okay. Ige versus Melky Costa. Chidi Njokwani versus Carlos Leal. Jeff
Neal, Eros Medish. That's a fucking banger.
It's a good fight.
That's a banger.
I'm leaning Seattle on this one.
All right.
What's UFC Mexico?
That one is not good. That one's Brandon Moreno versus Asu.
Get yourself to the muck and then enjoy UFC.
We'll see you at Muckleshoot.
We'll see you at Muckleshoot.
Paramount Plus UFC avatar options. Poetan, Volk, Bullet, Islam, Lopez, Harrison, Max, Grasso. What percentage of people are using
Oh, shit. I didn't even realize they had fighters as options now.
I actually, sneaky, am not using any of those. I'm using the belt.
Nice.
The UFC belt? Yep. What did I pick? Hold on. Let me look.
Actually.
Oh, I'm using, I know what I'm using because it's Eric Cartman from South Park.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Frankie, you?
I don't even know what mine. No, I do. I can't remember what my avatar is, though. It's probably something stupid. A work friend refuses to use propane and only uses a Foreman.
Foreman. Everybody but Jordan loves it.
24-inch stubs, man. Let him use propane.
Why is he like judging everybody? 24-inch stubs.
Get over it, bro.
I actually am a 24-inch.
Should we put him in timeout?
Nah.
I like 24-inch.
We like 24-inch stubs. We just want him to be accepting of other people's decisions.
Then let him have the decision to be an asshole.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah, fuck you, Frank.
Prop quiz top 15 rankings were released today. Congrats on being ranked number 8, GC, and number 10, Eric.
How does the rankings work?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Who's number 9?
I'm 1-0. No one's ever beaten me. And why is it such small separation when I beat Rick?
Well, you only beat me by 100, though. It was close.
Who's won?
Check. Gotta be Jose. Jose Youngs has he's 7-0 with 20,000 points in that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He's got that niche knowledge.
He's definitely got something.
Shout out to Joey.
If you want to see how
Yeah, keep going.
If you want to see how unhinged Ramsey was back in the 90s, watch Gordon Ramsay's Boiling Point when he is chasing his 3rd Michelin star. Amazing doc. Shout out Marco Pierre White.
Oh, it's a documentary.
We're at Gordon Ramsay house over here. We love Gordon
Ramsay. I would actually love to see that. Boiling Point with Gordon Ramsay.
Let's add that to the list.
Maybe I'll watch that tonight. Getting that 3rd Michelin star must have felt pretty good. I can't lie. Damn, look at how young he is.
Sounds like he was obsessed with it.
Oh yeah. Shout out. Oh, it's like a mockumentary.
Meanwhile, he shows up to a fucking little inn and Gloucester, and they're like,
I think you should refrigerate your milk.
Nah. What the fuck do you know, you piece of shit? Well, the part that was so funny to me of those moments on Kitchen Nightmares was like, why did you submit yourself for this show if the person who's the expert and is coming to save it then tells you what to do and you're just like, nah, we're good as is.
Crazy. Like, I'm like one of the greatest in the world and you won't listen to me.
But why bother? Don't even sign up.
Actually, though, I am looking at this. This looks great. 5 episodes. He's also cooked some crazy meals. He cooked one for the Prime Minister of England?
What did he cook?
And Putin together.
Oh, shit. Shout out Gordon.
And in this, they cover him cooking the dinner made at the Palace of Versailles to celebrate the closing of the 1998 FIFA World Cup. Wow. Shout out. We'll give it a watch. Thanks for the rec.
Going to Poland in March, missing KSW 116 by 2 days.
Oh,
no,
that would be sick.
KSW 116.
Yeah, good call, good call, good call. KSW 116.
Change the flight. Change the stay.
Honestly,
figure it out.
Are you going here? Gorzo Wielkopolski, Poland?
You gotta go.
I think it's small enough he could probably get there, right?
Gorzo Wielpol. This is the name of a city?
No, someone just slammed onto their keyboard, and that's what came
honestly, it looks like someone took their head and just smashed it into the keyboard 3 times, and that's what they named it.
Be respectful.
To our Polish fans, we love it.
Honestly, this place looks sick.
Are we going?
Fuck no. It's a podunk-ass Polish town.
That we love the individuals from Poland that watch the show.
This is like the closest major city is Poznan. I'm trying to get out to Poland, man. I'm trying to take the walk
Just
to
not
Poland.
that town.
I'm more of a Warsaw or maybe a Krakow guy. Where's Joanna Young Jacek stay at?
You tell us.
What about Jan
Lastly,
Blachowicz?
the last super chat of today. Y'all forgot Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg. Shout out to
legendary.
Bizarre Foods of Andrew Zimmerman.
Shout out.
Grew up watching that when I was a kid on the Travel Channel.
Shout out to the Travel Channel. Shout out to Andrew Zimmerman. Shout out to
Snoop and Martha.
Snoop and Martha. And most importantly, shout out to Adam Richman.
Who's that?
The big guy that did Man vs. Food. Legendary.
Oh.
Legendary.
What was the conceit of Man vs. Food? What is the verses? Like, how did he...
He literally would go and do food challenges.
But
He
what
didn't
was
always
like,
win.
What was like an example? Like, just like
Hot
volume?
wings.
Yes, or hot wings. Like he came to Atlanta and did several and failed them all. And then I went and
He
tried
failed them all.
He failed a lot, bro. It was Man versus Food. This wasn't
At
fucking...
some point,
this wasn't
like the food got
Globetrotters.
too much, and he actually pawned it off onto like
Yeah, he
a
quit.
contestant. He like probably ate too much and was getting a little unhealthy.
Wait, but
so
so-
it was like you could go and do the Man vs. Food challenge.
I don't think
Was
he got a
he
little
ever-
unhealthy. I'm pretty sure he got fat as shit. And he had to like quit the show because of like
His
serious health issues.
Was he ever good at the challenges?
Yeah, he won some.
Okay, so he
But,
was...
like they were ridiculous challenges. Like the one in Georgia was at a place called Pie in the Sky, and he would go to like 2 normal restaurants and like eat and be like, oh, this is an amazing place to go. He went to Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles in Atlanta. Shout out.
Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles?
And no longer open. It was fantastic though. They had a drink called the Uptown, which is just an Arnold Palmer, but it was just so good.
I was going to say sweetest tea and like the sweetest lemonade probably.
Yep. Shout out to Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles. And he went somewhere else, and then he went to a place called A Pie in the Sky, and it was like a 5-foot circumference pizza, and you got one partner for it.
Oh, it was pizza pie. Okay.
Yeah, and they didn't even come close.
Did he do the 72-ounce steak in Amarillo?
Probably. Which ones did he win?
Yeah, that's
all
what I'm
the ones
saying.
I
It
saw
feels
was
like he
him
loses.
losing. So I had the same take that Rick's having, but then looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, give the guy a break.
He only won 4 times.
How many did he lose?
He won the 72-ounce steak in Amarillo.
That's insane.
His most famous victories include a 72-ounce steak in under an hour in Amarillo, consuming 15 dozen oysters in New Orleans. That sounds...
Holy fuck! That is horrible. That's
Horrible.
instant diarrhea. Death.
How many was
like,
it?
Dude, you're not
15
having diarrhea.
dozen.
That ain't
Ugh.
making it through.
You're going this way. You're going this way.
No wonder he
you
had health issues. They're
Yes,
like, sir,
that's what
you
I'm
were
saying.
mostly oyster now.
Jordan's like, I think he gained like 10 pounds. And I just stepped away from the show.
I just was trying to be polite.
I think he went to the doctor, and the doc was like, what the fuck have you been
Wait, but how does this guy die like this, and your guy who's eating NyQuil chicken wings and fucking Marshall's food, how's he fine?
His days are numbered. Caller from the future, tell us what happens to Killdozer.
Shout out to Killdozer. I'm telling y'all, go watch an episode. Let me know. And he also consumed 17 spicy chili dogs in one sitting in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, I actually think I could do that one. I think I could do that one.
Oh, no, that is crazy diarrhea.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. I think I could do that. Wait, so what's the fourth? That's 3 wins.
DDP Biltong levels. That was just the AI answer. Now I'm watching the actual video on it. I'm watching him beat the Amarillo. He won the 72-ounce steak challenge with 10 minutes to go. What a stud.
Do we think there were medics on set?
There had to be. This guy's
You can see even when he's winning some of these challenges, he has a face that's like
miserable.
Fuck this. Why am I doing
what? But to Frank's point and my point earlier, he's always losing. What's the point of this show? Did they ever think to do a challenge that was winnable?
Where did you see the 4? Because we're seeing different numbers.
I saw it on Google. No. I'm actually watching a Food Network video. The 4, all caps.
What year though? Maybe it was like in the middle of a season.
Nah, 2022. The 4 times food actually. Oh wait, no. I read this wrong. He only lost 4 times.
Wait, but he did the steak.
The 4 times food actually won against Adam Richman.
Wait, so he won all of them?
Yeah, I'm sorry. He lost. This looks like a schnitzel. Looks like a grilled cheese. I really fucked this up. I'm sorry.
We're also contesting what you just read.
The disrespect to Adam Richman.
You guys said you watched him always lose.
Someone check me on this. The 4 times food actually won against Adam Richman.
Yeah, but it's like actually won. Like you're saying it's not what you. It's a clickbaity thing that you're.
Is the food winning like him throwing up or him just stopping eating? Because 4 times.
He would give up a few times. Do we have like a Wikipedia page?
There's got to be a wiki.
The Wikipedia page says 48 times he won.
He does. There was
he won 48.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy's a fucking goat. Holy shit.
But he attempted 175. So his record stands.
Now I don't know if he's good. I can't tell.
So his record stands at what, like 48 and 127?
Is he good?
I only ever saw him lose.
You only watched him lose.
But again, like, power to you for actually challenging yourself. Like, he could have done it easy.
48 impossible challenges winning. Yeah, I'm putting him in GOAT back.
Okay,
and then knowing when to quit. Like, this guy sounds like he knows what he's doing.
All right, I'm sorry. There was 175 episodes. Adam Richman's final season was in 2012. The show picked back up in 2017. For
what the fuck?
This is so convoluted.
Did he
win
some,
or did he lose?
He lost some. Shout out to Man vs. Food. Shout out to
who's the replacement?
We need a tapology for competitive eating.
Honestly, we really do. Did y'all ever play the MLE competitive eating game on the Wii? And
No.
you would literally
What?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I swear to God,
That's
it was
hilarious.
a thing. It was a thing.
You're mimicking eating food?
Yeah.
Did it tie into bowling right afterwards?
Close, yeah. There was no exact reason as to why Adam Richman retired.
Other than being
everyone a farewell. He has lost 70 pounds since quitting the show.
Oh shit. All right, I think he's good. I think he's goated, but I'm not 100% sure.
So the article I'm reading about
Jesus
Man vs. Food continues into another article, which goes into the biggest scandals to ever hit the Food Network, going back to our cooks. And one of them is Giada De Laurentiis' rumored cheating.
With Big Bobby
Names
Flay.
Bobby Flay, but also John Mayer.
What?
Oh, Giada was selling out. Damn.
All these rumors, I don't want to say they confirmed or denied, but like, you know.
Allegedly.
I remember
things were cooking at the Food Network.
Her and Bobby Flay, they did a season in Italy, and then people were like,
the Robert De Niro face?
they were like, a little too close for comfort, and then she divorced her husband, and people were like, "Oh yeah."
And apparently, Bobby Flay got divorced at the same time.
Yes,
fuck me!
It was a scandal, man. Shout out to the Food Network.
I love that the culinary world having its own little like cheating scandal.
Yeah, man, fuck Bobby Flay.
She did.
Any more super chats, Frankie?
That was all of them.
All right, well, thanks for the super chats, guys. I think that'll just about wrap up the program here.
Did he win or did he lose, though?
UFC 325 breakdown in the books. Don't forget Uncrowned Saturday. Make sure to watch The Crack tomorrow. Look at that graphic. God, it's so good. Shout out to our graphic design team. Don't forget to watch The Crack tomorrow. He, as in Pete Carroll, will prep you for everything you need to know for Uncrowned Saturday. Royal Rumble, UFC 325, Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, all going down, and the only place to get all the coverage is right here on this very YouTube channel, on uncrowd.com for the written. You know where to find us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Saturday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here.